Punching Up, a Nintendo podcast, is brought to you by you. If you want to learn how to support our show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Hello everyone, welcome to episode 48 of Punching Up, Last Stand Media's weekly Nintendo podcast. I'm your host, as always, Brad Ellison. Joining me, I have my lovely co-hosts. First, we'll start with Mr. Gene Park. Gene, how are you, dude?
Wow, I'm first. I'm totally caught off guard. I think that's the first time I've ever been introduced first in any episode, in anywhere in this network. So, other than when it's just me and someone else.
Special show.
Yeah, doing good. Had a good summon sign yesterday with you. Go check that out where I talk about Dokapon Kingdom. So I'll try not to talk about it this time, but I just got my Switch copy in the mail. So I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, just hanging in there, really tired. 2025 is actually starting. So
yeah.
That's the worst part of it. It's like you're actually finally get out of vacation mode or holiday mode, and it's like, no, you gotta
back to it.
Back to work and hustle. So
that's right.
Where I'm at.
And also our other co-host, Mrs. Micah Moriarty. How are you?
I'm good. Gene, you're 100% right about getting out of vacation mode. I went to get my nails done last week, and the lady who does my nails, she had gone to Vietnam for 2.5 weeks with her family. And we were just chatting about how we're almost happy to be back to work simply because it's good to have the routine back. It's like, as fun as vacation time was, you get to that point where it feels like nothing's real. And it's kind of like, it's good to have some structure again. It's good to have my routine back. As fun as it was to just have 100% free time and just game whenever I want, it is kind of nice to be back to the old grind.
Yeah, you need some structure in life to make those moments all the sweeter when you get time off. You really appreciate it more.
Absolutely.
It's kind of fun. We were talking about right before we started recording how the winter is making everything dry and people are shocking each other and all that stuff. Gene just got shocked right before we started by his microphone.
Yeah, as soon as I just grabbed the mic, I was like, fuck! God, hurts. And I keep Micah's electrocuting her dogs. I'm electrocuting my cat.
Yeah.
Micah was saying they don't know what's going on. And yeah, I feel bad. Jack just looks at me
what? Dad, why?
I promise I'm not Storm or anything like that. I'm not a mutant. I just, I just wanted to give you a good old tummy rub.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly. I seriously walked up to my dog. He's sitting on the couch asleep. Okay. And everybody who knows Rush, he's a very kind of sourpuss of a dog sometimes anyways. So he's peacefully sleeping. I'm like, look how cute this little dog is. And I go to give him just a little kiss on the head, shock him horribly. He wakes up in a start. And I was like, I'm so sorry. And he's just moseys off the couch. He was so upset with me.
Yeah, I definitely leave Jack alone when he's sleeping. As tempted as I am to give him a good old pet, I know I'm probably going to shock him. So I just leave him alone for sure.
Yeah. Man. That's something I cannot relate to. I don't really deal with that here. It's 59 degrees right now where I'm at. So
man, that's lovely. It's actually 47 degrees out here in DC. So it's actually quite nice. I actually just came back from walking around for a bit.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
So, yeah, 47 degrees is warm. Ooh, it's toasty out here.
Yeah. Yeah, especially by comparison to back home. Last week for us, it was in the 40s, okay? And one of my friends back home posted a screenshot that it was -17 when she woke up in the morning. And I'm like, that's the part I don't miss. Right now, today it's 55. Lovely for January. This is perfectly acceptable.
55, yeah. Ooh,
yeah,
let me get my
that's
phone
nice.
actually. But I'll be right back. But yeah,
that is nice. I don't know how you guys.
Virginia, that's so warm.
I don't know how people can deal with that cold. I'd probably die. I feel like I'm not built for that. I was born and raised here. It gets slightly uncomfortable. We're ready to kill ourselves here. It rains here. People are freaking out. It's insane how spoiled we are with the weather.
Well, that's the thing. For me, it's the opposite of, I do prefer the cold to the heat if I had to choose. Much prefer the cold to the heat. I just appreciate Virginia for being more mild in the winter. It still gets cold. We still have the change of season, but I don't have to deal with as much snow, right? But I hate the heat. Like I struggle with that so much every summer here. Like but we talk about going back north someday, and I think I'd be ready for it because I do miss it more. You know, I like it here a lot. But the more time I spend here, I'm like, I kind of miss the vibe up north.
Yeah. But you're going to have to shovel snow. What, is
I don't
Colin
leave the
going to do that?
house. Well, I mean, we don't really leave the house. He did have to shovel. Like, so we did get snow like 2 weeks in a row here. And we got like 2 to 3 inches of snow each time. So he did actually go out and shovel. And I was just like, it was so weird to hear the sound of shovels across the neighborhood, right? People scraping their driveways because we didn't get any snow last year at all. We might have got half an inch. But I mean, you buy a snow blower, you have it done in a day. But also, like, we're just not. Where am I going?
You got to go to the market. You got to get food.
You prepare, Brad. The snow doesn't just show up out of nowhere. You know it's coming. You go to the grocery store the day before.
People are lazy, though.
Some people, yeah.
Okay. Just remember, 5 years from now, when you're in this scenario, remember, I knew that it was going to happen.
Brad, I'll be ready. I'll have the canned bread. You don't even know how many canned beans I have in this house. You don't know how many cans of beans I got downstairs.
Was that like a threat?
It might be. It could be.
Because you go to BJ's and probably buy like 40 cans altogether in a big box or something like that.
It's an 8-pack, yeah. So
yeah. Jeez. Well, what kind of beans? Barbecue beans?
Usually, I'll say, all right, here's the thing. I always buy the black beans at BJ's, the Goya brand. They're the best black beans you can buy. Really great price. Colin has a thing against the Bush's beans in the can that's larger than the smallest can. He says that there's more liquid than beans. And I don't agree, but so I'm only allowed to. I tried that, right? And he still didn't. He still knew something was off about it. So I only can buy one size can of baked beans, and BJ's doesn't sell those. So I don't buy those in bulk, even though it would save us a bundle because we eat a good amount of baked beans in this house.
I believe it.
But that's besides the point, you know.
Yeah. What a freak, man. With the beans, dude. Just more Colin's shit.
Oh, dude, you should have seen the time. Just one. I tried to buy the maple baked beans because those are like one of my favorites. He literally tried one bean and it was like, it tastes like pancakes, and like you wouldn't touch another one. One bean.
That's so funny.
And I was like, you did not get an accurate representation of the flavor. He's like, tastes like pancakes. I'm not eating that. And so I'm not allowed to buy a different size can, and I'm only allowed to buy one flavor of baked beans.
Damn, man. Restrictions on the beans. Good Lord. Okay. Well, yes, Nintendo Podcast. Welcome, everybody. If you want to support us, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Get early access to this show, as well as our other shows. Also, if you want some merch, laststandmedia.store. We got some write-ins from the outs. Before we get into the news, though, this is from NM. What up, gang? Warm-up question time. How does Bowser scratch his back? Besides having stubby arms, his shell is coated in pointy spikes that make it impossible to itch without getting hurt. Does he steal Kamek's wand and use it as a back scratcher? Does he have a tiny wiggler run up and down his back? Does he have a minion whose sole job is to scratch it for him? Let me know your theories. And thank you for being the funniest podcast on the network. Whoa, that's high praise.
That's very high praise.
All right. Bowser, how is he scratching his back, Micah? What is he doing?
See, I like the idea that he's got someone to do it for him. Because in my head, I'm like, he's just probably like, I don't know, scratching up against a wall or something. I don't know.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I guess having a minion do it, that fits in Bowser's personality as well. So I think I agree with that.
Gene, theories?
Yeah, probably a minion. I mean, the way, if you watch the Super Mario Brothers movie, I mean, the way he was treating Kamek, right?
Right.
It's kind of like a, he even made him dress up in a wedding dress and everything like that. So, there's really no limits, honestly, to what Bowser would force Kamek to do, I think, even pretending to get married to him. Like, that's not something I would do with you, Brad,
No, that's true.
Like, Brad, let's, I really like this girl. can you dress up in a wedding dress
We practice.
and have a pretend wedding so I can practice on you what
Yeah,
I'm
that's
going
right.
to do with this girl. That's already like a bridge too far.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be more awkward than if I said, Brad, can you just scratch my back real quick?
That's true.
which would also be a little weird too.
I'd do it though. Sometimes you need a back scratch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're a hairdresser, right? So you're actually like used to like massaging, like, you know, like people, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So yeah, that actually would be helpful. So
yeah, man.
But like that would already be a bridge too far. So for me to ask you to scratch my back is already like, that's like well within a comfort level. I think. Also, tortoises have nerve endings on their shells, so I know this because Hawaii, you know, I mean, you're supposed to like keep a good distance away from the sea turtles. You know, you're not supposed to mess around with them. You're not supposed to like be near them or anything like that. And you definitely don't. You're not supposed to touch them, which a lot of asshole tourists do. And we beat their ass for it. Yeah,
dude,
so
Squirtle Protection Squad. I like it.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah. I think he would ask Kamek to scratch his back. Sure.
I think so. I think you're right, Gene and Micah. I like to imagine he just has like a post, like a cat scratching post or something like that. He just rubs his shell on. That'd be my envision for him. But yeah, also the Wiggler running around on his back, that kind of freaks me out. I don't know about that. Something like dubious about that.
I actually have a back scratcher. I scratch my back pretty regularly with it.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah. I'm 43, man. I'm an old man now, so
I need to see you bust that out on a show one time. Just nonchalantly, just start scratching.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can bring it out right now. Yeah, let me.
Yeah, I need you like occasionally doing it.
The requests that we get are people saying like, "Oh, I want to see Lockmort smoke once in a while."
Yeah,
now it's I want to see Gene scratch his back. Like,
yeah. I was yelling at Lockmort to smoke on camera because I know he's just fiending sitting there. Oh, there it is.
Got it.
All right, let's see it.
The classic wooden one.
Yeah, very
classic.
classic.
Scratcher. It says Aloha Hawaii on it, so it's all the way from Hawaii.
Nice.
Yeah, bought it in Hawaii and just, you know, just scratch. Oh, that feels good, you know.
Nice.
There you go.
Okay, so we were talking about Jeannie brought up how when I was a hairdresser, the massage part of it. Do you guys enjoy the massage if you'd get your hair washed or anything like that? Did you want them to massage your head? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, it's quite nice, especially when usually I go to the hairdresser and they have the add-on services, and I'll almost always do like the clarifying treatment, and it has this like slight grittiness to the shampoo, so that plus the scalp massage is like Tingle City.
Yeah, man. What about you, Gene?
Look.
You want them to get to business right away, or do you want a good massage?
I mean, you know, I got into a lot of hair salons with a lot of beautiful women, so
yes,
I'm definitely happy when they're just kind of caressing my hair a little bit. You know, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, it is.
It's bad. Like I think I've mentioned on the show before or other shows, but I've actually like left my number to like to like women at the beauty salon. It's never worked, but like, you know, I would sign the check and I would go over there and leave a good tip. And like on the receipt, I'd have my number in the background. I'm like, just call me, you know. They've never called.
Well, at least it's not an awkward way to do it.
Yeah. I'm not like harassing them or anything like that. Yeah. I'm just like, hey, the option's there, you know, if you want.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
I'm just never going to come back to this fucking salon ever again. So.
No, that's really is the way to do it, because it's not putting them on the spot. It's not making anyone feel like, oh my God, like a customer asked me out and like, what do I do? You're literally just very slyly, just like, here you go, wink. You know, that's a great way to, because people are like, don't ask out, you know, service workers. And I'm like, yeah, but what if you really did think you hit it off with someone? There's subtle ways to do this without making anybody feel uncomfortable.
I thought I hit it off with her, you know, and it's not like I actually did go back like several times. It was fine, you know.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, you didn't give me a call. That's okay, you know. And she's like, I'm sorry. I was like, that's fine, you know. You cut my hair good, so
yeah.
I'm still gonna buy the haircut.
Yeah, I'm still here for the haircut. Don't worry about it. We can resume our previous relationship. It's okay.
Yeah. Before I was a hairstylist, actually, I did ask a girl out like, that used to cut my hair, and it worked. But I didn't like leave her a number. I just asked her if she wanted to hang out sometime, and she said, "Yeah, I'm happy for that." So I was like, "Oh, okay, nice. That actually worked. Cool."
Yeah,
But,
that works sometimes. Yeah, that's called going outside and touching grass, as you say.
That's
right?
true. Yeah, make sure to do that, everyone, every now and then.
Definitely. Yeah, we're trying it out every once in a while.
I gotta say, so when I was a hairstylist, I remember giving some people massage. A lot of the women would request me because I worked with a lot of women in general, and they wanted someone with stronger hands. And I didn't mind doing it at all, but some ladies went too far with it. I'm talking about like moaning during it. It's like too far.
Dude.
Too
far.
much.
Too far, lady. Too much,
Like,
lady.
Dude, some people, I mean, this is just an obvious thing. Some people in public just have no shame.
Yeah, no filter.
Like, dude, literally, like going to get your eyebrows waxed or something, and you'll hear like people like screaming. And it's like, you gotta just tone this down.
Tone it down.
You gotta hold it together or you're not allowed to get your eyebrows waxed. I'm sorry. And same, at the salon, it's like, don't moan. Okay, like keep your mouth shut, keep your eyes shut too, and just
shut up.
sit there and enjoy it.
There's been times when I wanted to moan when like they hit a particularly good spot in my scalp.
Yeah,
but I keep it together. I'm like,
you gotta keep it together.
I just go.
You gotta hold it in. You know, when they get to the dent in my head, I mean that's like
your headphone dent.
Spot.
Do you have one?
No, I have an actual dent in my skull.
Is it in the back, like the crown area, or is it on top? Like,
you can like lay it. It's like they tell you how to like measure like if a dented can is safe to eat, and it's whether or not you can like lay your finger down in the dent, and that's how bad the dent in the back of my head is. If you lay a finger in it.
Wait, how'd you get?
I'm just like a dented can. I don't know. Nobody.
You don't know.
I've asked my mom like, why do I have this dent in my head, and her response was, I don't know.
She dropped you 100%.
Yeah, somebody dropped me and doesn't want me to know, or newborns are complicated and they just didn't notice till it was too late. I don't know, but I got the dent in the back of my head. If I ever go bald, I'm screwed.
Now I'm just gonna think of the Tyler 1 dent. Have you guys seen that picture?
No.
Type in Tyler 1 head dent. It's like a legend. This guy's a streamer, he's a huge streamer, but that's what I'm gonna think of every time now. With Mike,
Mamma Mia! That ain't that bad.
Oh, man.
It is not, not that bad.
We need Micah's face photoshopped over his or something like that. Just with the head dent. That'd be so good. Love it. Okay. This is from Big Foreman 14. What's up? Oh, I'm sorry. We'll skip that. We'll go back to you in a second. This is from Crapton Picard. Hey, punchers. I think it'd be fun to do a predictions contest for the April Direct. Brad, you do such a good job with those on Sacred. I think this is a perfect opportunity for the Punching Up crew. Now, I have no problem with us doing predictions or anything like that. I don't think the whole shebang of it all, though, like a separate special. We can maybe do something for fun with us on the show, but I don't think about like a separate thing. And I don't know necessarily about like stakes or whatever. Well, we can do a predictions thing. I think that's fun, but I want to make the show as easy as possible for my co-hosts. But what do you guys think? Would you want to do something similar to that or in the lines of that?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be into that as part of the show. Absolutely. It'd be something that we could take a few minutes to go through, the questions and whatever and do our predictions. And then we could even, the stakes could even be relatively low if we wanted them to be easy. But yeah, I think it'd be fun.
Canned bread.
We get the canned bread and whoever loses has to eat it.
Yeah. I'm going to play along too, though, if we do it. I don't want it to just be you two. Everyone's involved. And the questions I always make are, it doesn't even matter. Good luck on most of them. So I have no advantage. Okay, now we're back to Big Froman. Big Afroman. Big Afroman? Oh, yeah, I can't even read, Gene. Dude, I need the spaces, man. I need to write these names with the spaces or I just can't read them right.
he was reading his Big Offerman.
Yeah, Big Offerman. Just one long word.
Oh, dude, this is
like an attorney's office.
Yeah,
it's a throwback to when Dustin, I think he was streaming and there was some guy named Big Richie, but he read it as Big Urchie. And like Big Urchie was like a joke for a long time.
That's awesome. Yeah, man. I have to make spaces or I just read everything wrong. All right.
Big Offerman.
Here we go.
Yeah, what's up, Big Offerman?
Big Offerman. We should write in as that from now on. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here we go. What up, Goonaside Informers? I know this isn't a Nintendo question, but Micah, I saw you got the Logitech G Cloud, and I was wondering what you think of it so far. I personally love it as my remote play machine for my Series X. I just got all the achievements for Rare Replay. I'm now replaying Lost Odyssey through it, or through the remote play. Also, did you guys see the Goon vigil that they held for the Goonicide guy? They had Goonicide candles and everything. Anyways, keep them socks wet. What have we done? What specifically Gene has brought the Goonicide into this orbit. Now we have to live with it.
Oh, dude. It's so good, though.
Yeah, well, to update folks, to remind folks, Tempe, Arizona is actually a huge college town, like a mega college town. I went there and partied, right? So in college, you would have your edgy kids there, right? Not educated, just edgy, you know? If I was an ASU student and I was deeply online, as I am now even, I probably would have showed up to the bikini baristas for the fake funeral that they held for this man. But, you know, in hindsight, I do feel awful that, especially for this man's family, that this is continuing on. And I just saw a new video. This is really messed up, but this guy went up to the barista and he was filming, and he told them, "You killed him. This is your fault."
What?
You know. And he was trying to film them and embarrass him and everything like that. So like this has gotten out of hand.
Yeah, that is out of control.
Yeah, I don't want to. I actually don't want to laugh about this anymore. That sucks for the women that work there. They shouldn't have to deal with this. You know, they had to call the cops on the goon roll. You know, the cops came by and broke it up. But
this is like peak Reddit Rick and Morty fan levels right now. This is the same audience that are doing this kind of thing. Just relax, guys. Yeah. Don't film the workers and all that kind of stuff. It was a funny story, but like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, the story's ended. He literally ended the story. You know, there's no debate.
Copycats.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. The guy was didn't have his pants on either, but for some reason he had like saran wrap over his legs or whatever like that too. So you know, and I guess he was wearing underwear or something, but. Still bad, man. The thing we worried about last week, the copycats, it's kind of happening already.
It's happening, man.
And like they're harassing this poor business, and it sucks. It sucks. Again, like we said last year, you know, all the dominoes was with the guy. He started that, and he ended it too. Yeah. You know. So,
Micah, what are your thoughts on this? The funeral for the goon side.
We need Elton John to do a new version of "Candle in the Wind." But for the Gooner guy, I think that would put everyone at peace, right? I mean, he did the Princess Diana version, so we just have to do this one. Then everybody would be over it, you know? Or conversely, Celine Dion, the Titanic song. Either one, we just got to get, you know, some sort of tribute song, and then I think people would move on.
We need a celebrity to like get involved with this, so then everyone starts to hate it or something like that.
That's true. Yeah, that's good. That's a good way to. It's got to be cringe, right?
Yeah,
well, I think harassing the workers is pretty cringe already. You know, like that sucks. Like that guy was seriously like getting mad at the workers. Like it wasn't a joke to him.
Yeah,
like, he was like seriously like yelling at the workers. Like, this is your fault. You know, you killed him. You killed him.
Yeah, we need like Barbara Streisand or something to talk about.
Like, he was not joking. Like he was actually trying to like make the workers feel bad. It was awful.
Yeah, just relax, people. Yeah. Good Lord. But yeah. Hopefully that's the last we'll hear of this whole Goonicide incident. I don't want to hear about copycats or other funerals. Let's move on. A moment in time.
I'm worried it's going to make it all the way up to the White House at this point.
Oh, dude, you're going to hear like a press conference and they're going to be like goon but not forgotten. They throw that in there.
That's what I'm really, really worried about. Like given the way the White House and everything that is, it's just like I don't know.
Little Baron told me about this Goonicide. I hadn't heard about this before. He's going to start talking about it.
Yeah.
Baron keeps him in the know.
I've been in the establishment, wonderful place, all that kind of stuff. A tragedy.
The finest beans.
The finest beans. But it's like, it reminds, how long did Harambe last? Do you guys remember?
Oh, Harambe's still going. I mean, dude, I still see people say dicks out for Harambe in the comments.
Seriously, dude? That's like 15 years old, guys.
Harambe started this timeline, so I think it's just hard to forget.
Yeah, I guess. Ugh. Anyways, Let's talk about some video game news.
Oh, I didn't talk about the Logitech G Cloud.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Talk to me about it. All right, we got caught up on Goonerstein and Harambe.
Please tell us your experience about the Logitech G Cloud right now on our video game podcast. Our Nintendo video game podcast, by the way.
I love it, first of all. It's a super nice handheld. What came down to the decision in the end, because I saw, first of all, I was laughing with Colin about this. Someone on the subreddit called me a contrarian for choosing the Logitech G Cloud. And I was like, oh, yes, little startup tech company Logitech. Very niche, very hipster. No one's heard of Logitech. It's not a popular, well-selling item. I'm a contrarian for buying this little indie darling piece of hardware.
Right.
I chose it largely because of the weight. I was Googling all the specs of each device between Steam Deck and this and like the Steam Deck models all weigh more than this. And that was a big factor for me because the G Cloud already weighs more than the Switch does. And I was like, well, I don't want it to be too much heavier than that. And it is like borderline too heavy. I'm getting used to it, but it's just a much larger device than the Switch. It's like already, if I had one change I'd make to it, I'd make it lighter. So with the Steam Deck being even heavier than that, I feel like I really made the right choice. It was like stupidly easy to set up. I had it out of the box and ready to play within 10 minutes. You know, it works seamlessly. I've been playing Borderlands 3 on it. We'll get into that with what we're playing, but it's awesome. The only thing that I want to get is some like the thumb grips for the analog sticks. They're barely concave, like barely. And my favorite thing about the Xbox controllers is they have like the nice, you know, hollows for your thumbs to sit in. And I just kind of want to get some like thumbstick grips that'll fit on it just because I just prefer that. But otherwise, it's a fantastic device. Traded in my consoles at GameStop, got more than enough money to kind of reimburse myself for the cost of this. GameStop doesn't sell this device. So I took the store credit and I'm just putting it all towards my game pre-orders for the next several months.
Nice.
But yeah, and I'm going to GameStop again, which was fun. So Logitech G Cloud, big fan. Really great battery life too. Like exceptional battery life. So I'm having a great time with it.
So it can't play things natively on it? Is it all streaming?
Right. So I am using the Xbox Remote Play app so I can play my physical games. So I'm not using the Xbox Cloud streaming. But I'm using the feature where it mirrors your console, like the PlayStation Portal. You can do the cloud streaming. It has Steam Link. It has the GeForce Now for the like cloud streaming. I specifically wanted it because I have a bunch of physical Xbox games and I wanted the Remote Play feature. And, you know, some people were like, oh, just get, you know, the controller and play it on your phone, like with a backbone. I have the smallest iPhone you can buy. So that's not great for screen. It's also cracked. That's my fault, but also not great for the screen. So there's just no part of me that says, yeah, I want to play Borderlands 3 on the smallest iPhone on the market and it's cracked on, you know, halfway through. So I was, because there are people saying like, I don't think it's worth it. And it's like, it's not worth it to you. But to me, I have this Xbox I never use. Suddenly I've played several hours of Xbox all weekend when I hadn't used the thing all year.
Yeah.
So, and I traded in my 1S and my Series X and I got $412 in store credit for them. So, I mean, I'm fine with that. Matt used to like, you should sell them on eBay. And it's like too stressful.
Yeah.
I am just so wary of getting scammed. I was just like, dude, the GameStop, it's 5 minutes away. They'll just take them off my hands. Maybe I'll get less for them, but who wants a 1S? Honestly, who the hell wants a 1S? I'm not going to sell that on eBay. Nobody wants it. So I might as well just give it to them and just have it done with.
Yeah, I want a 1S. I like the 1S.
Who would ever want one? Who?
You can go to my local GameStop and buy the one I traded in.
Yeah, the one I got from a reader because I sold mine for the 1X, right? But then I regretted it because I actually like the 1S design better than the 1X, and I think it's just the best looking console of all time. Actually, the Xbox One S.
No, see, I would love to have like a large like game room with all my consoles on display, but the reality is I just don't have the space for it, and so I was like, I just don't have the room to justify keeping these when they're not getting used and they're not even really on display, right? Like the 1S was in its. I had the original boxes for everything, but it's like it's just sitting in the box. I may as well, put some money back into my pocket towards this new gadget I'm buying.
Yeah, just sell it. Like I sold my old PS5 just to like a retro game store. I was like, I'm not going to eBay and dealing with all that stuff or like selling it online.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, it was funny though because the dude. So obviously, I still have a Series X. That's what I'm playing on. And I'm trading in these Xboxes, and the manager's like, "Are you trading towards like a PS5 or something?" And I was like, "No." And it's like, I'm not gonna tell you, but it's like, I got PS5s coming out of my ass, dude. Like we got, there's too many of them in this house.
You guys got like 3, right, or something.
We're down to 3, yeah.
Down to 3.
We gave, because Colin got the PS5 Pro,
right?
And so he gave one of the PS5s to his nephew. So now we have 2 PS5s and a PS5 Pro. Because I don't know how this.
Yeah,
well,
you don't even use it. Probably only need
them all.
He uses all 3.
Well, it's like, you have one in the bedroom to control the television. The one in the loft is the one he uses for the portal. So like that's the one he has hardwired and connects to the portal with. So when we're using like the TV downstairs, and because when we're watching, for example, the NFL, that's through the YouTube app on the PlayStation. So then he's running the other PlayStation upstairs for the portal. We could probably get rid of the third one, but
hey, God bless it. You live how you want to live, right? So was the big reason you decided to get the G Cloud kind of? It sounds like the weight was a big thing, a big factor in it, and just being able to play your Xbox games.
Yeah, the weight was the biggest thing. So on the Steam Deck, Dustin did send me a tutorial. There is an app that will let you do the Xbox remote play specifically so that I could use my physical games. It's a third-party app, and it's not expensive or anything, but going through the subreddit for the app, I saw a couple people mention some security concerns. Like there was one guy who said, I've logged into that app twice and I've had my credit card stolen twice.
Damn.
And I was like, well, that's not ideal. And of course, that's one guy, but it's big stakes. And the other thing was just I'm watching the tutorial, and it's not that it's difficult, but that it was annoying of like having to authenticate every time because it's a third-party app. It's passing you off to Microsoft to sign in and then go back. Whereas on this, it's like I'm signed into the Xbox. I'm signed in on this. It's just turn on the Xbox and play it. And so like the ease of use is the big thing. And I just don't, as you guys know, I don't really want to get into digital gaming anytime soon. If I did want to sign up for Game Pass or something at some point, then I'd still be able to use this device. But I'm not really into building a Steam library. So
yeah, that's fine.
So it's just one of those things like, because a lot of people are like, well, it only does one thing. And it's like, well, it does the thing I want it to do.
Yeah, that's true.
And it is still like cheaper than a Steam Deck. It's not the same price as a Steam Deck, and it does less. It's $100 less, and it does less. So for all those things, and especially the form factor, I feel like it was definitely the right choice for me. And the battery life is exceptional. Like I know on Steam Deck, it varies more based on the game you're playing. And so far with this, playing like Borderlands 3, and I played it for like 3 hours, and I was down to like 80% battery.
Oh,
and
nice.
So it's like, it's a really long battery life.
Cool. Well, I'm glad to hear you're enjoying it. Very nice, Micah.
Oh, yeah, dude. Now I'm all set. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is coming.
Not on Stinky Switch. Yeah.
No, there's just no way.
Cool. All right, let's talk about some trademarks that got published recently. And I'm very excited about at least one of them. First, we have Skies of Arcadia, a Sega Dreamcast JRPG that also was ported to GameCube later on. I'm going to read this from Gamatsu just real quick, just a quick rundown on this whole situation going on right here. Sega, Sega filed trademarks for Skies of Arcadia and Eternal Arcadia on January 16th in Japan, which were made public on January 24th. Skies of Arcadia, known as Eternal Arcadia in Japan, is a turn-based JRPG originally released for Dreamcast on October 5th, 2000. An enhanced GameCube version titled Skies of Arcadia Legends or Eternal Arcadia Legends followed on December 26, 2002, the game has never been ported or remastered to newer platforms despite high fan demand. Now, this is music to my ears because I've only played the intro of this game. I never had a Dreamcast, and the GameCube version is very expensive of this game. So I am delighted to see this getting remastered. Gene, you looked pleased as well to see this getting a trademark. Talk to me, man.
Yes, I am a fan of Skies of Arcadia. I never actually played it.
Okay.
But I did watch when I was unemployed and I was living in my buddy's garage. We hooked up the Dreamcast in the garage, and after work, he would always come home and he would play Skies of Arcadia, and I would just sit on the mattress on the floor,
nice,
stoned out of my mind, and really, really enjoy watching him play and watching the story. I don't remember a goddamn thing about it.
Yeah,
but I really, really had fun. I loved the story. I thought the gameplay was cool. A lot of times but sometimes I would just watch games.
Yeah, sure.
The first time I quote unquote played Metal Gear Solid, I just watched him play. Same guy. I just watched him play it. I would try some of the boss battles and everything like that, and then I would play the game afterwards. But Skies of Arcadia, I never got around to actually playing it. And it's just a JRPG. There's no skill involved in knowing how to play it. It was just fun to watch him play and watch how he did things. But yeah, I really had really good memories of that game. So if that game ever gets re-released or something, I'm super down to actually just play it.
Yeah.
Like Persona 4, I played Persona 4 afterwards, but my first time experiencing the game was watching my sister play it the whole way through.
Nice.
That's
cool.
And like I understood the game very, very well. I was like, whoa, this game is awesome.
I mean,
when you watch a game, you can really understand like what's going on.
Totally.
When I went to MagFest and Wooly versus and Super Eye Patch Wolf played Dokkan Kingdom against each other for the first time. Just watching the game, I was able to like really, really understand and get hooked on what the game design was. So, yeah, Skies of Arcadia, super hyped. Bring it back.
Yeah. I'm very excited about this game. Micah, any thoughts on Skies of Arcadia?
Oh, I mean, I'd be thrilled. This is something, obviously, I never got a chance to play. Love my RPGs. So
I think this is a very Micah game for sure. Yeah, Micah would enjoy this one too.
Yeah, Sky Pirates. I haven't seen a lot of the game, but I'm pretty sure you can like fly around in an airship and all that kind of stuff and go to different floating islands. That sounds right up my alley. I do remember some of these characters, or at least one of them, a cameo in Valkyria Chronicles back in the PS3 era. So it's good to see them finally coming back in some way, because I know a lot of people that do love this game. So I want to experience it since it hasn't been available. And more good work, Sega. So I'm very happy about that. Love to see it. Also, we got a new trademark for Tales of the Abyss. So let me read this from My Nintendo News. Bandai Namco has expressed its interest in bringing classic Tales games to modern gaming platforms, and it seems as though the next game up for consideration is Tales of the Abyss. Tales of the Abyss was made its debut on PlayStation 2 in 2005 and then was also ported to Nintendo 3DS. The Tales of the Abyss trademark was filed on the 16th of January 2025 and went through public on January 24th, 2025. So more Tales remasters coming out. We just had Tales of Grace's F, and I actually have the 3DS version of this game, and I've never played it. So maybe this time around I'll actually get around to playing it. Mike, I know you like Tales games. Any interest?
I just bought the 3DS version
last
month.
Okay.
And someone was like, you've unlocked the seal where now they're going to remaster it. But I'm just going to play it on 3DS because I got it for a great price. It was $24.99. And it has really good reviews. It's noted online as being a good port of the game. So I honestly, here's the thing. If I don't get around to it soon, and the game, if they're like, this is coming out in summer, then I might say I'll wait for the Switch version. If this isn't coming out for a while, I'm probably just going to go ahead and play the 3DS one.
Sure. What about if they do Switch 2 version, though, Micah?
Oh, I mean, do I buy it? Here's the thing, right? I have a copy of, what is it called? It's Tokyo Mirage.
Tokyo Mirage Sessions, yeah, FE.
I have a copy of that for Wii U. Okay, and I keep telling myself I'm going to play it because I refuse to buy it on Switch because I bought it when the Wii U was like current. I bought it probably when the Wii U was like on its way out because I got it on sale. I know that, and I just refuse to buy a Switch version. So I think I'm going to dig in my heels here. I I have really enjoyed playing the 3DS again, which is part of why it's actually part of why I took the GameStop store credit as well. Because I was like, they have a couple more 3DS games that I want on their website, and I've been really liking getting back into that. So I think I'm gonna go 3DS unless it's coming out imminently. If they were like it's coming out in 2 months, I might get it for Switch. I don't know.
Okay, Gene, any interest in Tales of the Abyss?
No, as we keep saying, I'm so behind. We're all so behind on so many different games.
Yep.
I have no experience on Tales other than Tales of Arise, which I did not like, to be quite honest. Not really a fan of the.
It's not the best one.
No, it's not.
It's not the best one.
I said no, not of the ones I've played. I liked it, but it's not my favorite by any
cool
means.
Action, yeah, but it just wasn't enough for me to be like, yeah, I get that,
100%, yeah.
So,
and they save all the upskirt shots until the very end, and it's kind of like, I mean, you could have hooked more people, and I mean that like dead ass serious. Like at the end of the game, there's all these like upskirts, like just in the game, like you're not doing this yourself, like they're just in the game, and I'm like, bro. You could have hooked people in the first hour if you did this. Instead, you saved it for like hour 85.
That's the opposite of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and what they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they lead with the fan service, and then it gets like really good and serious at the end. But yeah, that's weird. Yeah.
And people love Xenoblade. That's the way you got to do it.
Hey, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is still the best selling one of the series too, right? So
yeah,
it was so uncomfortable. There are moments in that game that are truly uncomfortable to play as just like a straight female gamer. It's just like, I don't like that you like literally the camera will just be like she's talking, just like slowly zooming in on her boobs, and I'm like, stop, like stop.
The dude that made Poppy, the lolly
the robot
girl, yeah, that was not cool. And I'm glad that he eventually moved on from that pretty quickly. But it was pretty creepy at the start. So
there's I mean, dude,
totally get why people don't like Xenoblade Chronicles 2. They didn't have to do all that. So
there's so much, man. There's one scene where like the pink-haired girl, I already forgot what her name was.
Pyra?
Yeah, there's one scene where she's like, I don't know, she's like laying down and they like zoom in on her butt. I'm like, stop doing that. Like, if I want to walk around and be a creep, I will do so. But like now you're forcing me to do this.
Sure. Mm-hmm. They just need to put like a 65-year-old man in there from like a little zoom ins like that. Yeah, preferably. Help the ladies out.
Actually, when you boot up Metaphor. Okay, this is not a spoiler. This is when you boot up the game, because I haven't even played it yet, okay? But when you boot up the game, there's like this old man in a bed in the like little cartoon there, and Kalimzar is like, that's your boyfriend. And then he would skip past it real fast. He's like, you don't get to see the old man today, and he'd skip past it before they showed him.
Man, that's funny.
The like decrepit old dude.
Okay. Sega has introduced the Sega account. I'm going to read this from Sega's website. Sega has launched Sega Account, an online profile that gives you access to a host of benefits when playing Sega and Atlas titles and using their online service. By creating a Sega account, you'll receive the latest news about Sega/Atlas games, events, and promotions. Additionally, your Sega account grants you access to exclusive bonuses and the ability to link accounts on various gaming platforms. Players who create an account and fulfill the specified requirements by March 7th, 2025 will receive an in-game bonus for Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, which launches on February 21st. Create a Sega account today so you can take advantage of the various new services and features coming soon. Gene, are you going to make a Sega account?
Yeah, I guess so. Not happy about it. I'm fucking tired of accounts and everything like that. I'm so tired of activating two-step authentication.
Sure, yeah.
Two-factor authentication for everything, because everything is just insecure and trashy and terrible. I hate logging on. I hate trying to manage all my passwords. And the Sega account is just going to be another goddamn password that I have to.
That's right.
I remember, and I'm worried that they're going to start doing that to, have us sign in on Steam games and PlayStation games like Bethesda or Ubisoft.
Well, we already do that for
stuff.
A lot of PlayStation, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really happy about it, actually. I probably won't sign. I don't know. I mean, Yakuza stuff is always good, right? But
Right.
yeah, ultimately though, I'm not. I'll sign up, but I'm not happy about the fact that this exists. I don't want. I don't want this. The media landscape right now is just a nightmare of just
Right.
signing up for different shit all the time. You know.
I will say this is a smart way to do it though, by offering you rewards for doing it. I don't mind doing that at all, but Gene, when it is so many different things signing it, it's not like a huge deal to me, but it's like a minor annoyance, I suppose. Because like my Capcom ID, I'm like, what is this again? When I think about all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. Like, what the hell is my Capcom ID, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. And then also like the thing is that I have to like sign into so much crap at work already,
Right.
you know. And every single thing I sign into has like a 3-step authentication for work.
Oh, jeez.
It's really, really annoying. So like it just makes getting to work annoying, and like the fact that I have to like worry about signing into the same shit again for video games is just hellish, you know. It's just a nightmare. Everything's a nightmare.
Yeah. Micah, are you going to make a Sega account?
No. I looked to see what the bonus was in Pirate Yakuza, which of course I'm buying, and it says you get Kiryu's suit for Majima.
Mhm.
So that's not worth it. That's not worth it to me.
Not worth it.
No, Majima is excellent on his own. Majima's my favorite. So I don't want him dressed like Kiryu.
That's
like
the thing. Yeah, Majima's out. If you like what Majima looks like and you don't really want him to dress up as Kiryu, then
it's a moment where you're like, Majima loves Kiryu. He loves him. This is like him. This is him being vulnerable and just letting him wear the suit just occasionally, not the whole time, just occasionally. That's how I'm going to handle it. But yes, Gene, I will also do this as well, begrudgingly. But I know they're going to do stuff with his later games. You know they're going to do this with Sonic.
That.
Yes, I do, Micah.
They'll be like, oh, you can unlock the chili dog icon in Sonic Racing. And you're going to be like, see, look what I get.
I want that chili dog icon.
No,
you're telling me you wouldn't want the chili dog icon?
Remember, Micah's never had a chili dog before.
I haven't.
She does not, remember, she doesn't know that she can't extol the virtues of a good Sonic's drive-in chili dog.
I can't.
With a vanilla Coke on the side.
Oh, never vanilla Coke, never.
Oh, really? You don't like vanilla Coke? Damn.
No, I remember when they started selling it in the vending machines, like nearby to me, and I was just like, as a kid, I was super excited about it because I love vanilla, and I was like, this is rancid. And my sister loved it. I like cherry Coke, you know. I'm all about that cherry Pepsi, whatever. Sure. But vanilla,
never. Well, they're going to get you one day, Micah. Just you wait. It's going to happen, and I'm going to laugh about it. 'Cause everyone gets God eventually. It's only a matter of time till it happens to you as well. Yeah, Gene, they're going to do Sonic shit 100%, man. Get some Sonic outfit or something like that.
Yeah.
We're going to be all about that.
Look, I can't deny it, you know.
Skies of Arcadia.
Unlock the naked Sonic mod. He runs around naked, completely shaved.
He already is naked. So I don't know
but shaved.
Well, his dick's like tucked into his fur or something like that.
It's retracted. We don't even know what's going on down there.
That's true, yeah.
And don't get me started about echidnas. Never Google what echidnas have going on down there. It's madness.
Have you done that?
They talked about it on Game Grumps once.
Of course. So you did, yeah.
Of course I did.
You're like, well, I gotta see.
You find out that there's a creature that has 4, whatchamacallits on it. I had to Google that to make sure it was true. It was true.
Yeah. You know, a listener right now is Googling that as well.
You know, and it was horrifying.
Yeah.
The animal world. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's out of control.
It is blatantly unnecessary. All right, you know what? Like, I Google it. Anyone who's curious, it's just blatantly unnecessary.
That's
that this creature exists like this.
That's like everything in the ocean when I think about it. Just every creature in the ocean. I'm like, you are unnecessary. You don't need to exist. Stop it. Go away. Not needed. All right, let's stop talking about hedgehog dicks for a second. We got echidna dicks, whatever dick you want. They got 3 new games.
I do not want it.
Okay. 3 new games heading to Nintendo Switch Online. We got, Gene might be pleased about this one, Fatal Fury 2, Super Ninja Boy, and I don't know how you say this, Sutu Hakan? I've never heard of that. But Fatal Fury 2, I've definitely heard of. That's pretty sick. I might have to check that out. Super Ninja Boy looks kind of like an like a turn-based RPG almost, but there's action almost to it. I've never heard of this game. Was this Japan only or something, Gene? Do you know?
God, yeah. I remember this game, but I never played it. I don't know what this game is.
Okay.
I remember seeing the art for it. I was like, oh, that's cool. I love ninjas and boys and being super, but I just never. Like, I was a boy too. I love other boys. Boys are cool. Being a ninja boy is cool. Sorry, fuck. God damn it. Locke doesn't do edits anymore, right? Like he doesn't.
I'm gonna tell him
we
about
fired
this.
his ass, right?
No.
Yeah, no.
He's preparing stuff. I'll let him know.
He's still alive. Fuck.
Yeah,
Anyways.
I'll let him know.
God damn it. I don't know what Super Ninja Boy is. It looks interesting.
Right. It looks
Fatal Fury 2. To redeem myself. Fatal Fury 2. My Sure and I loved it. The only time I've ever actually gooned to a video game character is My Sure and I completely.
Damn, she's a good one too.
Yeah.
Have you played her in Street Fighter yet, Gene?
I haven't. Because I'm not like ready for it. I've already seen like her outfit of like the red booty shorts and like the white like at home like underwear tank top or whatever that she's wearing. That's a lot. That's a lot to deal with.
It's a lot.
I'm not ready to dive in to that content yet, but I have Street Fighter 6 installed and ready to go. But,
okay, nice,
yeah.
Cool. Micah, do any of these games look appealing to you?
Not this time around, no.
Okay.
I mean, I'd be interested in hearing more about Super Ninja Boy because it is intriguing that it's like on Google it says, action RPG with some, platforming built in. And I'm like, this could be cool. I'd like to see more about it. It's the cool thing about NSO is that if you hate a game, you didn't like directly pay out for it, right? So, but otherwise, nah, this isn't the most exciting lineup for me this time around.
Sure, yeah, totally get it. Aside from Fatal Fury, I don't really know about those other two games. Super Ninja Boys looks kind of fun, I guess so.
Yeah, Fatal Fury 2 is cool. Definitely play it to get a little history of Terry Bogard and Geese Howard and this is the original King of Fighters tournament. Really excited for Mark of the Wolves too, or City of the Wolves. Garou too. I was a huge fan of Garou, Mark of the Wolves. That was one of the games that I had burned for the Dreamcast.
Oh, nice
game.
But knuckle. I love when he says that. So good. All right. So Phil Spencer kind of making the rounds after last week's Xbox Developer Direct, and he did a couple interviews with some people. I'm going to have this. So he did an interview particularly with Gamertag Radio, which you can find on YouTube if you're interested. But I'm going to read this summary text from IGN, just kind of breaking it down. Phil Spencer has teased Microsoft's plan to release Xbox games on Nintendo Switch 2, reinforcing recent reports that include the company is set to back the next-gen console in a big way. A number of Xbox games are reportedly coming to Switch 2, including Microsoft Flight Simulator and Halo, the Master Chief Collection. Windows Central's Jez Corden has reported that most, if not all, Xbox games will launch on Switch 2 if the console's able to run them well enough. Speaking in the latest episode of Gamertag Radio podcast, Spencer said Microsoft was, quote, really looking forward to, end quote, supporting Nintendo Switch 2 with Xbox games. Nintendo and their innovation, what they mean in this industry, I just always applaud the moves that they make, Spencer said when asked to react to the Switch 2 reveal. They did a little flash video. I know, we'll get more detail over time. Really looking forward to supporting them with the games that we have. I just think they're such an important part of the industry. It's hard with what's publicly out there now about the platform for everybody to get their hands around it, but who would ever bet against the success of the team? They're just masterful in what they do. Switch is a massive success, and I think Switch 2 will be as well. Kind of no surprise, I suppose. Microsoft is going in this third-party direction more so, but the idea of playing Halo and all these games on Switch 2 sounds pretty fun. Gene, if Master Chief Collection comes to Switch 2, are you going to buy it there?
I'm not sure, because I already have Halo on the Steam Deck,
Right.
I've been playing. I've been playing Master Collection on PC, which is kind of like more native. It just feels kind of gross to play Halo on Nintendo. I will play. I will play it on the PlayStation, just because fucking hitting square to reload on your Halo assault rifle.
Yeah, it'd be wild.
Like, I just need to do that one time. That will feel crazy. And also, like, I feel like the multiplayer will be popping on PlayStation. Definitely,
it will. Yeah.
And of course, if you sign in with your Microsoft account, then you can probably then I'll probably be able to transfer over my Xbox Halo account over to PlayStation. So that'd be cool. For Nintendo, I'm not sure because again, like I already know what that feels like. It's great. Playing multiplayer Halo is great, but I did that when I got the Steam Deck 4 years ago, whatever. So.
Are there any Xbox games that you could think of, though, that you'd be excited to play on Switch too? Where you're like, yeah, I'll play it there instead.
Ninja Gaiden, but I already have Ninja Gaiden on Nintendo, so like Ninja Gaiden 4 will be dope on it, right?
Yeah.
And also Ninja Gaiden also shares history with Nintendo too. Like again, like I'm for listeners who don't know, I like to. I'm old, so like I still like to have my game stuck, like play it on like the original platform or like a platform that means a lot to that game. For example, Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation or whatnot. But yeah, I mean, Gears of War will probably be pretty dope, and also Gears of War is not on PC; it's not on Steam,
Right? Yeah.
So that experience would still be new, and any excuse to play Gears of War would be awesome. I played so much Halo over the years. I haven't played that much Gears of War, so I feel like, definitely Gears of War.
Yeah.
The Elder Scrolls games, of course. We already played Doom on the Switch.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, it's a good question though.
It would be a good time to bring Banjo back if you could put that on Nintendo.
A Perfect Dark. There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, Gene. Yeah, Perfect Dark on Switch 2.
Perfect Dark return to Nintendo. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
That would be incredible. Actually.
That'd be crazy. You're right.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, if they can get it to run on the Switch 2, that'd be dope.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'd be pretty excited for that.
Hopefully, it's not a cloud version. That's
oh my god, dude! If you're still getting cloud versions for the Switch 2, like I would be very, very sad.
Kingdom Hearts Cloud still.
Kingdom Hearts trilogy on the Switch.
Yeah,
I'll fucking finally play it then.
Yeah, yeah, that's like probably the best shot we have you going through the franchise if they put it on Switch.
Probably. I mean, I got the whole trilogy on Steam, so I have no excuse. But also, I'm already like a quarter of the way through on the PlayStation, so I kind of want to finish that instead on PlayStation, maybe. So we'll see.
Micah, any Xbox games that you want on Switch? Is the G Cloud gonna be stored away if this is the future where you can get all your games on Switch too?
No, partly because, so here's the thing, it's multifaceted. I, on the one hand, will play, a lot of games on Switch strictly because I liked the handheld functionality, right? Having the G Cloud now, I won't simply choose to play the lesser version of the game anymore if I don't have to type deal, right? So for example, Civilization 7 is coming out for the regular Nintendo Switch, not even Switch 2. There's just no way I'm going to buy that, having heard from Dustin's wife Holly that Civ 6 runs so poorly on Switch. It's like, no, I will get that for Xbox. Having this new handheld now means that when it comes to third parties, I will choose the better version for when it makes sense. Something like Octopath Traveler 2, I would still get the Switch version because it simply did work just fine for me, right? But when we're talking about something like if they're like, oh, we're going to put Metaphor on Switch 2, and it's like, I'll just play the Xbox one though, right? I'm still going to make the choices based on what I have now and what seems would be like the best experience for the type of game it is. There's no way I'd want to play something like Gears of War on Switch. I'd much rather actually play that, on the Xbox, right? But of course, as we've mentioned before, they do have some cute little titles in like the Viva Pinata series that would be excellent to put over on Switch. that I would buy like all over again just to play like an updated version of it, basically. But no, like I'm waiting for the next Gears game. It was E-Day, the like prequel game they're making. I own an Xbox, so there's no way I'm going to buy it for Switch. If I didn't own an Xbox, then yeah, I'd be first in line to get it on Switch and see if it works. But having a Series X, when it comes to releases like Gears and things like that I've been waiting years for, I definitely want to play it the best way possible.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good. Let's talk about now what we're playing. So me and Gene were on Summon Time together, which we filmed yesterday. So Gene, you and me will go last, I guess, because we probably have the least to say right now. Micah, let's hear it. You finished Kingdom Come Deliverance. I know that.
I did, yes. I really enjoyed it. My final playtime, for those curious, final playtime was 48.4 hours. You gotta subtract like 2 hours for when I accidentally started a DLC and got very confused as to like what the hell is going on. But I loved this game so much. This was, though, the motivation to buy the G Cloud, because this game was glitchy to the last moment. Okay,
yep. You were warned.
No spoilers here. In the epilogue, you are invited into someone's home, and the guards freak out. Then they're like, "You're not supposed to be in here," and I literally could not proceed through the epilogue until I reloaded it. And then this time the guards were fine. It's like, I'm invited in. Like they were like, come in. And the guards were like, get out of here. And like freaking out. There was also a final, there's a final battle, which you could guess. It's not a spoiler. And during that final battle, there's one section of the battlefield where you can hear the fight, but there were no people.
Really?
And then
That's
afterwards,
awesome.
there was just a pile of bodies. So the fight happened. You just couldn't see it. So I adored this game. I had so much fun with it, and I really enjoyed the story. It made me cry at the end, a really powerful story. And, it doesn't get too much into like the extra characters in the world. It's a lot about Henry, the main character. But it was just so well done. I thoroughly enjoyed the experience, and it got me so hyped for the second game that I said, yeah, I gotta buy something so I can play this and get through it. That's what made me buy the G Cloud. And I went ahead and pre-ordered Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 at my local GameStop. I'm going to go pick it up same day, so I don't have to wait for Amazon delivery.
The local GameStop.
It was just, I am going to GameStop again. I pre-ordered 3 games from them in store. I'm getting Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Xenoblade Chronicles X, and the Majima Pirate game.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And I might get Civ 7 as well. I'm waiting on that. But yeah, I am trying to socialize slightly more and just take excuses to get out of the house. Like Dustin will often pick up his games at Target. And the thing is, my local Target, the electronics section, it sucks. Like you have to wait 10 minutes for somebody to come up to the register, right? It just sucks. So I don't want to do that. But the GameStop is closer. The dudes in there were really nice. It was surprisingly busy when I went in. So I was like, I'm going to start doing this again and start pre-ordering my games here, pick them up on release day. But yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, excellent. Had so much fun with it. I mean, the first one, and I can't wait for the second one. And then I've been playing Borderlands 3 again. Now that I have this handheld, I was like, let's jump back into this. I never finished it. It's not the best Borderlands game. I remember exactly why I put it down. The story sucks. The story is just bad. The gameplay is really fun, and that's what I love about Borderlands the most. But, like the first and second game, I did really like the characters. And it does kind of suck to have this game where it's like, I don't really like the cast. They've, what's that word, like flanderized some of the characters to the point that it's just like, I don't know, man. Everything you say is just ridiculous at this point. Like in Borderlands 1, you have this one character. I don't want to spoil anything, but like in Borderlands 1, there's a character who's like very dour and serious. And in Borderlands 3, they are literally just a total Flanders and everything they say is a joke. And it's like, what happened? Yeah. I don't understand what you've done. So I the gameplay is really fun. Tons of awesome weapons to pick up. That's the best part of Borderlands, is getting all the loot, finding cool weapons. I love like the elemental weapons especially. Like they're just so cool to play with. But the story is just ass. And I can distinctly remember why I thought it's not worth going to sit alone in the loft and play this on the Xbox instead of hanging out with my family downstairs playing Switch. Like I really was like, yep, this is why. Now that I'm playing it on handheld, it's worth a playthrough. But it was not worth the isolation from my family to play this for how many hours it's going to take. So
Damn.
it's fun, but I have medium expectations for Borderlands 4 because this game is kind of a disappointment. Like they really nailed the gameplay, but man, the story it's just so bad. I'm not a Borderlands hater either. I adore this series. I have claptraps all over this fucking place, okay? Like I really love Borderlands. So for me to say that this is disappointing, I'm not being a hater. Like I'm a really genuine fan of the series who just feels a little bit let down by where it went at this point.
Right. Did you like Tiny Tina's Wonderland or whatever it's called?
I didn't play it. That was another example of you're taking this so far. You're taking this too far. Because for example, I loved the DLC that they did. What's it called? Bunkers and Badasses. It was Tiny Tina's like D&D style like DLC that they did. I loved that back in the day. I don't mind the silly and zany stuff. They actually, Borderlands 3 has had some moments that really made me laugh. There was one side mission of these two women like fighting to the death over a can of beans. Okay, like that was funny.
You can relate, yeah.
Absolutely. But there are some things where I'm like, man, you're making it really, really unlikable villains. And I don't mean like, yeah, you're supposed to dislike the villains. Like, not like this. Not like this. They're just strange. And they're not intriguing. They're not really interesting. They're just annoying. And then your actual teammates are also kind of annoying. It's just it's like everybody's dialed up to 11 at this point because they've run out of things to do. So I don't know. I hope that Borderlands 4 is maybe a little bit of an adjustment. But it's like, how do you go back from this? How do you go back from this when you've made every character even more of a caricature of themselves than they already were? So maybe we get a new cast or something altogether. I don't know. Because I don't know how this game ends either. It hasn't been spoiled. So I'm still in the dark as to what happens at the end of Borderlands 3 and what would be even possible for 4. But man, oh man, it's fun. But it is... I'm trying to avoid putting on like a podcast or anything for it, but I might get to that point.
Wow, I'm surprised you've gone that long without a podcast.
Well, this is a game where the audio cues really help, just in knowing like, oh, he's behind me type deal. Like
Sure.
Sometimes the mini map just is a little slow to update. Like it kind of like in Call of Duty, like the mini map refreshes pretty quickly to show you like where the enemies are, but occasionally it is like a little slow. And I don't even mean that for like, because I'm playing on the G Cloud, like it just in the game sometimes takes a second for it to tell you where the enemies are. So the audio cues really help to be like, oh, he's behind me. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to avoid it because it's not a super difficult game. I actually had to make sure I wasn't playing on easy because it just seemed way too easy at times. The enemies are really, really dumb. Like to a point that like the mini boss battles are comically easy. Like they're bullet sponges, but you can just run away from the guy, shoot from a corner, run away, shoot from a corner. Like there really is just no challenge to it. There's something wrong with this game in general. I hate the hub world. Like you're on this like ship called Sanctuary and it just sucks. And they made it really awful for any fetch quests because you already got to warp back to the ship. Then you got to navigate through the ship. It has multiple floors to go find the person. And it's just like, dude, this is a fetch quest. I don't know. There's something wrong with Borderlands 3 on many levels. And I keep telling myself, well, Kingdom Come Deliverance comes out on the 4th, so you just need to play it until then. And then, because I didn't want to start something new, I was talking to Jimmy Champagne about this. So like, I have 9 days. What do I play? And we both were like, we should just play old stuff that we didn't finish.
Yeah.
And this was it for me. So I don't know if I will ever see the end of this game. I'm going to try, but the more I talk about it, the more I'm like, kind of sucks.
Yeah. That's a shame. Because you love the old Borderlands, at least, or at least 2 and stuff.
Oh, no, dude, yeah, Borderlands 1 is still my favorite. Another thing is just that the world is so expansive, and I understand that that's the progression of the games, but watching Colin play Borderlands 1 recently and seeing just comparatively how small that world is, but it was better for it.
Mhm.
There are sections in this game where you're just driving with like no enemies. You're driving from point to point. There's not even anything to do. You're just driving. There's no threat. And it's like, why even have this? Just make it shorter. Make it so I can walk here, because you didn't even put enemies on the map for me to shoot at from my little stupid car. The driving still sucks. I told Colin the name of the game should be Borderlands 3: the driving still sucks. They never figured that out. Like, how many of these games can they make before they figure out how to drive a stupid car? And I love these games. Like, I really love Borderlands. But there's something so fundamentally wrong with this, from maps that are way too big, enemies that are way too stupid, and your teammates are just awful at this point. It's just getting very, I don't know. Borderlands 4, I'm going to need to see something really interesting in those trailers to get me on board to buy it.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair, Micah. Okay. Good work, though, Micah. Crushing through games. You only got one more week till a week from today till Kingdom Come 2 comes out. So you're going to be very excited. That's like yours and Locke's favorite day coming up. It's going to be a good time.
And I mean, it is just so funny because I had zero interest in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, obviously, and then played the first one in 10 days. Said, all right, giddy up. I'm ready for the next one. Because at first I said, I don't know if I'm going to jump in right away. But as soon as I finished the first game, I was like, I'm jumping in head first.
Another fresh horse coming up for Micah. Yeah. Her G-Cloud horse.
That's actually a problem, though, right? On playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, I would play it until the Switch Lite battery died. And then I would switch to my other Switch and charge that one. There's only one G-Cloud.
Yeah.
So,
well, can't you just leave it plugged in, like in an outlet or something?
Like when I go sit in my dog's bed because it's next to an outlet.
Oh, well, get an extension cable or something. Like, is there no outlet near you where you're at?
It's got, okay, so the outlet next to me on the couch already has stuff plugged into it. It's also behind the couch in a horrible way. So it's like really, you have to move the whole couch.
It's a production. I gotcha.
Right. So there are other outlets, but when my 3DS would be dying, I would just go sit in my dog's bed, the bed that they don't use very often. It's very clean. But I would just go sit in that because it's right next to an outlet. So I might go do that again.
All right. Do what you got to do, Micah. Okay, Gene, anything you would like to talk about? Any updates or stuff like that?
Well, real quick, I wanna hawk again. Dokapon Kingdom. Micah, have you heard about Dokapon Kingdom?
I did, because
the Game Grumps played it.
Well, that's the thing is, I didn't realize they played this. I had this confused with Billion Road, which is a game they played years ago, and I guess Billion Road is a ripoff of this. Because I was like, this looks very familiar, and it's like, I was remembering the ripoff. But yeah, I mean, is it something you'd recommend me to check out?
I mean, it depends. If you, so the Grumps played it 10 years ago. It is basically, it's a board game like Mario Party, except instead of mini games, you do turn-based JRPG battles. In any space you go to, it can also be player versus player. So you can fight the other player based on your equipment or your levels and how much experience you have. Very, very RNG heavily based. There's a lot of mechanics to explain, but it's very, very like intentionally antagonistic, way more than Mario Party ever was, where they have a lot of systems in place where you can screw over the other player in many, many, many different ways. You can steal, like you can have a quest item to finish a quest, and that will give you more money, because the more the goal of the game is to have the most money by the end of the time period of the adventure, right, on the board game. You can steal a quest item from a player, and then you can go to the store and just sell it, and then they can't finish their quest, and you got the money. You can kill the player and then you can take over the property, and then you'll have like millions and millions of dollars. If you're last place and you're really, really last place and you keep dying, you can sacrifice everything you have to become Satan, something called Darkling. And the Darkling will be so overpowered that they can prevent other players from advancing while you catch up and destroy them, which is crazy.
This is madness.
Yeah, I can't even begin to describe it, but I highly recommend if you want a player versus player experience, go check out my buddy Wooly Versus. They had a stream 4 years ago where him, his buddy Reggie, and Min were all playing, and they all hated each other throughout the whole series. Or you can check out my buddy Super Eyepatch Wolf, who played a solo against a CPU, and there was a CPU character that ended up becoming the bane of his existence throughout the entire story mode, which is like an 80-hour experience, by the way.
Oh my god!
It's a massive, massive world because the world represents Earth. So you go around planet Earth, and that's the Dokapon Kingdom is Earth, and you're going around catching real estate. So very, very cool. Yeah. So I mean, you're a Grumps fan, so I want to check out the Grumps playthrough because I didn't even know that they played it either. So I'm very excited for that. It opened up a whole world of content for me. People who have played Dokapon Kingdom before. So yeah, maybe just watch it and see how that goes, because honestly, watching it will help you understand what the game is about much better than I can explain it, I think. So
no, absolutely, because it's probably one that I have seen. I mean,
I never watched their playthrough, even though it was 10 years ago. 10 years ago was when I was like deep into Grumps, like huge into the fandom. But I just skipped over their Dokapon Kingdom playthrough, but I finally got on the Switch, so excited to play that. The other game I'm playing, and I should have talked about it last week because it was up for embargo, but Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on Steam Deck.
Mm-hmm.
I have been having a great time. Where the official Final Fantasy VII account recommended that everyone play it on low, but I'm actually playing background details on high, and I knocked the Steam Deck resolution down to 480p, but I bumped the FSR up to sharpness all the way up to 5. So the game looks like a pretty decent PS3 game, playing at a good 30 frames per second, and I'm getting 3.5 hours to 4 hours of battery life out of playing it that way, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah,
and it's all of Rebirth. So I'm actually halfway through Rebirth now, and I'm actually playing it the mentally ill way, which is a Colin way.
Yes,
of doing everything. I'm trying that experience now because this is actually only my second time I'm actually playing Rebirth. So I'm actually completing almost everything I can on the way to beating the game and seeing how the pace goes. I'll tell you what, the pace sucks.
Yeah, if you try to do everything in a zone at one time, yeah.
yeah. Getting rid of all the monster battles, right? I really hate the Brad, you know this, but I really hate the monster battles where you have to like tick off the 3 little requirements, stagger them, pressure
the challenges
them,
or whatever,
challenges, and you just don't get them. And I just skip them after like 2 tries. I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna move on because it's not that important to get these monster battles.
No,
out of the way. The Proto Relic and the summons are definitely my priorities, and definitely the character side quests too. But yeah, I'm in the Corel region right now. I just got to the Gold Saucer.
Nice.
So I'm kind of knocking out. I'm just kind of doing the story mode for that part, and then I'm gonna go dive back into the larger Corel region, which is just even more stuff to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm still ignoring Queen's Blood because I kind of don't feel like relearning Queen's Blood right now.
Sure.
But I am buying all the decks to make sure that I have all the cards because I will complete Queen's Blood eventually.
Okay.
Super great time to have it and to have it on the Steam Deck. I've also been playing it on the TV through the Steam Deck.
Interesting.
Which looks terrible.
Yeah,
but it's kind of more relaxing that way. And also the Steam Deck OLED forces HDR whenever you do monitor out. So I had to go into the commands for the game and kind of hack it so it'll cancel out the HDR command for the game because the Rebirth will automatically do HDR and there's no way to turn it off.
You don't want HDR on?
The HDR looks fucked on my TV.
Okay.
Steam Deck.
Gotcha.
So it's fine.
Gotcha.
And also, like, the game looks terrible. Like,
Yeah, if you're playing
the
on
game
your
does not look
4K
good. Like,
TV,
like blown up on the TV at 480p. No, that's
yeah,
not.
no, that's gonna look like that's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
look like that's like some Switch stank on it. Probably
No,
even worse.
it's like way worse than like Witcher 3 on the Switch. Like, it's
Oh
like
my God, yeah.
it's like bathed in gasoline. But I don't care. I already played the game. You know,
Yeah, sure.
I already played the game on PS5 and PS5 Pro. I didn't finish it in PS5 Pro, but not a big deal. But yeah, but I've been enjoying playing Rebirth again. It's stupid. I shouldn't be playing Rebirth. I should be playing so many other
You
games.
shouldn't, Gene. You shouldn't.
Yeah, I really shouldn't be. There's no point in me doing so. But it turns out I actually really fucking love Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm having a good time messing with the combat system again. And I modded a save to have Sephiroth in it.
Yes.
If you guys didn't see my tweet.
I did see that. It was very, very fun to see him running around.
Yeah. He's like kind of gallivanting around the grass fields. He's okay. I recently just got a reply where it's like, Sephiroth, if you didn't know how to read.
Yeah, I couldn't read the books. Yeah,
it took me forever to get to. Like, it took me like a day to understand the joke. I was like, oh yeah, because he read the books and he got mad.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's right. Yeah, that's awesome.
Right. Otherwise, he would just be gallivanting around the fields, smelling the flowers. You know, killing monsters.
First class,
but yeah, really fun to play as Sephiroth. But the modding scene that was done through Cheat Engine, where you can just replace the characters with certain characters. But it's not a full mod. Especially you're stuck. The game will crash when you try to talk to an NPC. The game will crash when you try to enter a cutscene. So like in the grasslands, there's that guy with the truck, and you just walk up to him, and he'll be like, "Oh, go here," or whatever like that, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to talk to him, or you don't have to like activate to talk to him. Just being around him will activate the cutscene. That will crash the game. Trying to go back into calm, you can't do because Sephiroth has no crawling animation.
Yeah.
So he can't duck underneath the thing. You can't go to the boss fight in the grassland. So literally all you can do while Sephiroth or Zack or Cloud or any of these other secret characters that you can play, you can only just walk around like the immediate vicinity and just kind of fight monsters. Kind of cool. And I'm looking forward to the mods getting more sophisticated if they're possible at all.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I'm sure.
But people are working hard.
Oh,
so.
You bet your ass people are going to be working hard for mods for that game. Watch out.
Tifa, Aerith. Yeah, totally.
Aerith, oh boy. And the boys, Sephiroth and Cloud, the mods are coming out for sure. Good Lord.
I mean, Cloud is already like barely clothed in like his regular outfits, you know.
Yeah.
I guess you just gotta go all the way, you know.
Oh yeah, they're gonna run wild with it.
Yeah.
I've seen some nasty mods out there. Resident Evil 4, lots of nasty Leon mods out there.
Resident Evil 4 is nasty. Oof.
Nasty.
Yeah, Resident Evil 4, they went crazy. They went
crazy with that shit. Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm glad to hear you're enjoying it, Gene. Who are you going to take on the date? On Gold Saucer? I'm
going to go with Aerith this time, I think. Yeah. I'm not invested in the whole Tifa and Aerith, Clarith, Clofa, or whatever debate. Very toxic. Everyone seems to be hating each other through there.
Yeah, I found out about like this is like a huge thing or something like that. Like this fandom debate.
It's not even a fandom debate. It's just like hate, like on both sides. Like
relax.
It's as if it's political or something. You know, like it's that serious. Like one time I said something about like, you know, oh, I really admire Tifa's strength and resolve to like really like go through all this, right? And then like Tifa fans were like, she's not that strong. Her whatever character is how vulnerable she is. And then like other people are like, fuck Tifa, fuck her strength. You know, so it's like,
oh my God,
you can't say anything about any of these characters without both sides losing their minds about what you just said. So that's why I just posted a video of Sephiroth frolicking through the grasslands because,
dude, some fandoms are fucking disgusting.
That's all. Yeah, fandom people are just going absolutely Gunnerol. You know, the Clarith World Wars. Everyone's just losing their minds these days. You know, so stay safe out there.
Can you imagine what it'd be like going through the peak of Twilight right now?
Oh
with
my
like
God.
social media.
Whoa!
Dude. Couldn't imagine.
Holy moly!
Team like
Edward, Team Jacob.
Wow. Yeah, because social media was pretty big back then, but it was mostly like older millennials like me, you know?
Right, like I
Yeah.
remember my friends sharing about, oh, I went to see the movie. Oh my God. I've
Yeah.
never seen Twilight or read the books, okay? But I remember my friends being so hyped about it, but it was not like this. It just wasn't.
It
You
wasn't like
know,
this at all.
it was
No.
people being enthusiastic about things,
But now you have like
like really
fan
excited.
accounts getting crazy and all this shit.
Yeah.
The fanfic,
The
all that.
fanfics. Well, I'm sure that
Yeah, I really
existed.
feel like that Star Wars was kind of like the first big boom, the Last Jedi hate around that. Like that was kind of like the first real like big spark in like the whole social media fandom like insanity.
The
that we're
fandom wars.
experiencing right now. Yeah, the fandom wars. But now that's just infected like every single fandom,
Yeah.
from Marvel to Final Fantasy to I don't know. To anything. I don't
Probably
know.
anything.
The Kirby fandom is still doing really well.
Oh, we're fine over in the Kirby fandom,
The
yeah.
Kirby fandom, we're just happy that Forgotten Land came out a few years ago. That's awesome.
Dude,
We're
something's
just
gonna
happy to be
happen.
here, right?
Yeah.
Something's gonna happen. You gotta be prepared. We're gonna someone's gonna say the character assassinated Kirby or something in the next game. This is not the Kirby I love. They're gonna introduce a new Kirby or something like that.
Oh my god, woke Kirby. Yeah, I know.
Woke
Oh my
Kirby,
god, what did they do? Try to do something different with Kirby, and
Yeah.
just ruin it for all of us.
Give him an eye patch. Someone freaks out or some shit.
Yeah,
It's gonna happen.
Make him go back to being white again.
Yeah, exactly, Gene.
Right?
They're whitewashing all these characters. Yeah,
Right. If they whitewash Kirby again, if they redesign him, because Donkey Kong, they changed Donkey Kong's redesign to be the old one.
And look how insane people got about that.
Exactly. So if they make Kirby white again, oh my god,
White supremacist patriarchy coming back into Kirby. It's gonna be insane.
God, people will lose their minds. Please don't make Kirby white again, please.
I don't think they're going to, Gene. I don't think you have to worry about this.
I'll be there
Pink
for it.
Kirby is iconic.
Hey, anything could happen.
Thank you, Micah. Calm me down. The voice of reason, Micah, for some reason.
Yeah,
we all
for
have to
some
wear
reason.
many hats.
Yeah.
You know what? I think it's after the insanity of playing a game like Kingdom Come Deliverance on Switch, I somehow came out the other side a more grounded, rational person in some regard.
You have to
I
make all
even
those
forgot to
national
mention-
decisions in Kingdom Come, right? So
No, I did horrible things. Oh my God, I was such a bad man. But I even forgot to mention one of the major bugs. I almost had to put the game down completely because one of the main story missions glitched. And no spoilers, an NPC is supposed to arrive at a certain destination and at a certain time. I waited night after night in the game. He's not showing up. I'm going on the forums. People are saying you gotta try going here, try standing here, try doing this, try pausing the game 5 minutes before and then unpausing it, reload. I spent over an hour trying to get this mission to go and I could not get it to work. I saw one comment on Reddit where the guy was like, he got stuck on a fence on the way to the location. Go see if he's there, right? And this is a comment from years ago, right? And thank God, because that's exactly what happened in my game. The NPC is just stuck in one spot on the map because essentially he's either supposed to arrive at this location, and if he doesn't, one way to kind of try and fix it is to go find him in town, and he wasn't there either. So in my head, I'm like, he's just gone. He's not in the game anywhere. Found him stuck to a fence. So
that's awesome.
Thank you, Reddit. But it was a main story quest. I would not have been able to proceed. And I was telling Colin, my game might be sunk here because in order to reload before the quest started, I would have lost 3 hours of gameplay. And I was not about to do that. So shout out to Reddit for once helping me out. That was clutch.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that game's broken as shit.
All right. Just for me, really quickly, playing Ninja Gaiden 2 Black right now. I played a little bit more yesterday. Still really fun. Some pretty boss fights that have aged pretty poorly, in my opinion, in some of them. There's this guy you fight that comes out of the water, this giant dragon thing, and it's just not very good. But otherwise, the game is still a ton of fun. I'm having so much fun chopping werewolves in half now. I got a giant scythe. It's been awesome. Really fun game. Highly recommend checking it out, especially if you have Game Pass. It's on there. So give it a spin. All right. But that's all I've played. But if you want to hear more in-depth thoughts about that, check out Summon Sign. We talked about it for a while. Okay. Now, guys, we're going to talk about this story I saw. It's not surprising, but according to Matt Piscatella, who does like Circon and all that kind of stuff, Circana Data, he tweeted, or he's on Blue Sky now, whatever the hell they call it. They blued out the rate of decline in the U.S. physical game software spending accelerated in 2024. Spending on physical video game software in the U.S. has been cut in more than half since 2021 and is now more than 85% below its 2008 peak. We'll see if Switch 2 can help. They showed a graph kind of showing you all that kind of stuff. This isn't surprising to me just because digital has become so much bigger, even in this generation compared to last. And I think we're going to see this continue going forward. I don't know. I think Switch 2 will definitely help physical. It seems like Switch probably has the biggest physical presence, I would assume, out of the three right now. Like, go to Target, there's no Xbox games. There's literally none to buy.
None.
There's some PlayStation 5 games and stuff like that, but Switch definitely has the biggest presence. So I would love to see that continue with Switch 2, because my Switch collection is all physical. I barely have any digital things like that because I like having, because Nintendo games hold their value. So I like knowing that.
Exactly. Because just to say, when I was trading in those consoles to GameStop, I knew they would not be, I'm prefacing this by saying I knew it wouldn't be worth anything. But out of curiosity, when I was already on the trade-in screen on their website, I was like, how much are Call of Duty games worth right now? And they are worth between 1 penny and 55 cents for most of them. And it's just to say, like, yeah, these games, some of these titles, and of course, Call of Duty sells a bajillion copies. So it's not the best example. But regardless, games on Nintendo consoles just hold value so well comparatively, and you will get something for it later to trade or sell, versus even right now, there's one of the Tales like remasters. I can't remember which one was, Symphonia or whatever, but on Xbox it's like $12, on Switch it's like $40.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, when I want to play that, I'm going to play it on Xbox, because it's just insane the discount that you get right now for buying it there, where it's just not as popular to buy physical games.
Yeah. Does it surprise you at all, Gene, or is it just kind of business as usual?
Business as usual, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, Nintendo players still believe in the Switch, and a lot of them are in Japan, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And Japanese players, Japanese people in general, still hold a lot of value in physical things.
Mm-hmm.
As advanced Japan is in terms of like digital society, internet, you know, they still like. I think they understand, like even though they have really much better internet than we do, they understand that the internet is tenuous and impermanent, you know, and a fake thing. It's just some magic that we put in the computer, you know, and we never know whether it's going to be working or not, you know.
Damn.
I mean, that was the thing in MagFest, where the setup was just taking forever for Mortal Kombat 1 because they needed to connect to the internet to be able to check in, and Sonic Fox needed to be able to sign into the account to get all the stuff, and you just couldn't even get that online handshake because the internet wasn't connecting, you know. Because the booth next door over was sucking up all the internet for the Just Dance competition, you know. And Just Dance is all online only too. You can't get Just Dance physical all the way up until 2021. I think that was the last physical Just Dance release, you know. And now it's just all an online service. But yeah, it's really too bad. I don't know if we ever go back to it. But you know, music, we never went back to it either. And I don't know, that sucks. You know, that's why I have my vinyls here. You know.
Yeah, totally.
I'll be dead before it's a all digital feature.
True.
So whatever. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? Is I'm gonna keep buying. I was talking to the dude at GameStop, like when I was pre-ordering my games, it's like I'm gonna buy as many Xbox physical games as I can, because I anticipate that there will be a time, and maybe quite soon, when it's like, no, Gear 6 is digital only.
Yeah.
And we're not doing this. And it's gonna be a bummer for me, but it's gonna happen eventually. And hopefully, like Gene
Starfield was digital only. Period.
Right. Well, and like Baldur's Gate 3 only had physical for the like super collector's edition, basically, which was like, I don't want to drop over $100 on this and not like it. So that's an example of a game that's like, yeah, I'll buy that digitally if I decide to try it, because I don't want to spend that much money on something I might not like. But they only did the physical edition for that super special one. And whereas, like you said, Gene, for Nintendo, because the Japanese market, including, what Dustin mentioned about the Japanese like used video game market being so much better than ours, like the games being in nicer condition, people actually having the boxes, because that continues to thrive there. You really will hope that Nintendo will continue to, provide that to their fans. But even like the Lunar Remastered Collection, which I am refreshing the Amazon page daily, because Amazon's the only place that's going to have the physical copies for Switch and PS5. And it's just like, great, we'll see if I get one, if Amazon's the only place you can order it from.
Yeah. Oh, also just quick update, the Pokemon journey. I did start Pokemon Black right now. I'm enjoying it, actually. I think it's one of the better ones that I've played out of all of them so far. So looking forward to playing that. And I also picked up Ultra Sun on 3DS. So I got that now. And I also got Let's Go Pikachu.
Why are you looking up? What's up there?
Because I have it up there. I was making sure. I was like, I was going to grab it and show it, but I was like, it's a little too far for me to get up.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's up there. So, but got
that. Did you get the Happy Meal?
No, I went to the store and they were sold out, or McDonald's, they were sold out. Those fucking freaks got it way too fast. I can't compete with Pokemon fans. I just can't.
No, somebody just rolled up with like, give me 8 of those things and just
give me 30.
They went and just ate all those McNuggets and then took all the cards.
They probably like ate the nuggets like just pouring them in their mouth like a soda or some shit. Just opening their packs with their greasy fucking hands. Jesus.
Hell yeah, I love McDonald's nuggets. They're so good.
Yeah, they're pretty good. But yeah, I can't compete with Pokemon fans. I'm not going to even try. Just no. Can't do it. I'm not going to get in a fight at Costco for Pokemon cards.
No, you got to bring some muscle with you if you're going to try and buy cards in person. Like, you need backup. Yeah, you can bring a knife or a gun with you to get your... Someone's going to try to kill you. It's war out there. Good Lord. All right. Let's move on to our last, just quick little story. The Astral Chain Director may have quit Platinum. So I have this little write-up right here from Video Games Chronicle. I'm going to read this. Let's see here. Last month, fans speculated that the key creator could have made a career switch after he moved reference to PlatinumGames from his ex handle. Now fans have noticed that Tara, I don't know how you say his name, Tara has changed his place of work on his Facebook page, swapping PlatinumGames for a mysterious EO Games studio. According to Japanese game company listings, this appears to be new information suggesting Tara is either establishing a studio or going freelance. It's also potentially notable that the new company has been formed in Tokyo and not Osaka, where PlatinumGames' main HQ is based. VG asked PlatinumGames for comment on the story. Tara has indeed left Platinum, as his social media profile suggests. Then it would come amid a period of perceived uncertainty for Platinum. This week, the company broke silence about announcing its work on new Ninja Gaiden stuff. Yada yada. So, what was the director of Astral Chain? I haven't played Astral Chain, Gene, but you like it, right?
Yes, Astral Chain is a fascinating evolution of the character action Devil May Cry / Bayonetta / God of War combat, in that you are controlling basically two people. You are controlling your cop, who has like 3 weapons that you can switch between: a gun, a police baton, or a great sword. And they're all magically conjured out of the metaverse or whatever. And out of your astral chain on your wrist, you can call upon and summon like a robotic cyborg mech that is in the shape of like an Evangelion type of a monster, or like a wolf, or something that can grab heavy objects. And the control system is unique. It's so unique and complicated that I can't really recall it right now. But they made it so you can fight with your regular guy and your astral chain creature at the same time. So you're both doing combos at the same time, and you're building up special meters that you can do special attacks with that. And it's very, very unique and very, very exciting and interesting. The problem with Astral Chain is that it's also kind of a JRPG. So there's actually side quests that you have to do. And there's also the word, which is okay. So some of the side quests are kind of dumb, right? They're a little bit like Final Fantasy 16 side quests, where you just go and do things and you just kind of get them out of the way, right? The worst part of the games was when the game actually introduced platforming, and you have to use your monsters to kind of sling them out, and then move forward, but by using controls, and that gets really really confusing and awful. Literally, mostly stuck at kind of the end and the middle of the game, but there's a lot of platforming in the middle and end of the game that gets really irritating and can filter people out to the point where it doesn't make me want to replay the game because those parts exist. That said, the combat system is so good that the game is excellent because as a result, because it has so many cool ideas, and that's why it's disappointing that they might not revisit that, because there absolutely is a much much better way you can make a game like Astral Chain, and you can remove a lot of the nonsense of platforming and puzzle solving and just really focus in on the combat, which is what Platinum Games is really good at, you know. And I saw a former Platinum Games producer, JP Kellum. He works at Epic Games now, and he criticizes a lot of Platinum Games. And he said he was actually disappointed with Ninja Gaiden 4's announcement, because he thinks Platinum is just too pigeonholed. They're just kind of typecast into just making the same type of game over and over again. Which
Action
is
games.
A different version of Metal Gear Rising, basically, you know.
Right.
And he can't really do anything else. But it's tough though, because Astral Chain, you can see that they're trying to do something else, and they're not good at it though. You know, they're not good at making these interesting level designs, or like coming up with different objectives for characters other than beating the shit out of them. You know, so they need something else, and maybe an Astral Chain 2 could help them. But I don't know.
Yeah,
it's too bad. But definitely go check it out. Just be mindful of those annoying parts. Maybe just look up guides again to get past them and make sure you know what to do. But the combat system, if you like games like Bayonetta or Devil May Cry and you never checked out the Astral Chain, check it out, because it is probably the most innovative evolution of that kind of combat system, and nobody's able to copy it right now, you know.
Yeah, I've had the games that came out. I just have never played it, but I need to play it because I like action games a lot. Like the ones you were talking about, Devil May Cry and Bayonetta, I really enjoy it. I liked a lot of their work, so I need to get to it someday. But I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm just gonna wait to see if Switch 2 does anything to this game.
The Switch 2 version of it, like if it gives them better improvement, that'd be wonderful, you know. It is a beautiful game. It starts out like amazing, like I can't believe it's on the Switch with all the special effects and like the art design and everything like that, because it is kind of like the console's closest thing to Akira and Evangelion, you know, in terms of just this high kinetic anime action game, you know. That's also kind of a JRPG, you know. You can customize your character. You can name the boy or the girl. You choose between the boy or the girl, and the story will change depending on which one you choose.
Oh,
so there are two completely different storylines for the boy and the girl. They're both canon. And you can customize what they look like, which is great. You know, you can change your hair, you can change your outfits, you can change the colors of your Astral Chain monsters too. So of course they're all Evangelion colored, Eva 01 color for me. Actually, some of them are Asuka colored, and the other robots too. But they're all definitely Evangelion flavored. Yeah, and that's a lot of fun. You know. A really good training modes. Definitely do the training modes, because again, the game is a lot. Another reason why I don't replay the game is because I have to relearn the goddamn combat system every single time. There's a lot of information to take in.
Yeah, totally.
And once you figure it out, then it becomes muscle memory and really easy to figure out. But it takes a lot to understand. So not a game for the beginners, I would say.
Well, this whole thing, like this director leaving everything, just kind of spells more bad news, in my opinion, for Platinum. It seems like they're going through a rough period. It is great to see them do Ninja Gaiden. And it's funny, you talked about that, the ex guy that worked at Platinum, kind of disappointed they're doing it. It's like, I think they just need the work, man. I think they need work right now, because they're in a rough spot. It seems like a lot of key talents leaving. I hope for the best for them, because they have made some great games, but I don't know. Hopefully Ninja Gaiden 4 is great. Mike, any thoughts on this? Anything you want to contribute?
No, because actually I was interested in Astral Chain previously, but Gene, in a good way, kind of talked me out of it, simply because I'm like, oh, the more I learned about the game, it wasn't for me. Because going off of the like store description, you know, on Amazon, I thought, oh, okay, this looks pretty cool. But the more I talked to Gene about the game, I said, oh, I'm not into Devil May Cry or like the OG God of War type games. I did not like Bayonetta when I tried it. So I just said,
stay
this
far
actually
away
is.
from this game. Then this is even worse and more confusing than those games. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just one of those things of you read the description on the store and you're like, all right, this sounds pretty cool. And then it's like, nah, never mind. This is the value of having peeps to talk to about games.
Even for
purchasing them.
hardcore Devil May Cry fans, I'd be like, you might want to check it out. I want to be like, go, you got to, like you would like for Bayonetta or something like that, or like a Beautiful Joe. This is like, you need to, like, if you're really interested to see like another direction which the combat system can go, then check this out because it's very experimental and it almost works perfectly. But yeah, otherwise, this is a very tentative recommendation for a lot of people. But if you want an interesting game, check it out. But yeah, I'm glad I talked you out of it, Micah. This is not a Micah Moriarty game for that's for damn sure. I'm not even sure if it's a Brad game. Who knows? We'll see.
We'll see someday.
Yeah, someday.
All right. Let's end the show with some questions and comments from the audience. Remember, if you want to send in a submission for the show and your thoughts, every Sunday I post a thread on our Patreon, patreon.com/SamMedia. Look for the thread. I'll be calling for your submissions, so keep an eye out there. Okay, this is from Gothic Hello Kitty. Sup, box punchers? I'm leaning towards getting the Switch 2, which will be the first Nintendo console I will have owned since the Wii and 3DS. So what are your all favorite barbecue sauces? I will accept any sauce besides Sweet Baby Ray's. Cheers and keep punching that chicken. Now, I chose this because obviously Micah, expert in this field, and I love Sweet Baby Ray's. I love Sweet Baby Ray's. So I want to know, I don't know a lot about barbecue sauce, so I want recommendations from you, Micah, specifically, and Gene as well. But barbecue sauces.
My favorite barbecue sauce store-bought is Sweet Baby Ray's, specifically the sweet and spicy one. I do think for like that's perfect for like ribs or something, right? But like specifically when I'm making something like on the smoker, I rarely sauce it. Like if I'm making ribs, what I normally do is like, you do your dry rub, seasoning, smoke them, spritz them. What I do is like you wrap it with, some butter, maybe a drizzle of honey, a little bit of brown sugar, and then maybe like you wrap them, finish the cook, and then you take them out of the wrapping to kind of like tack up that coating. But I'm not like saucing them heavily just because that's not what Colin and I really enjoy. We like more of like a light glaze. But for store-bought barbecue sauce, Sweet Baby Ray's sweet and spicy is my go-to. And this is my favorite. There's excellent recipes for homemade sauces if you want to get really technical, but no, I can't abide this question. Sweet Baby Ray's is the best. I love that one.
Stand down. Chick-fil-A barbecue sauce. There you go. Something else.
Oh, see, I've never had that. I will say McDonald's barbecue sauce, excellent. Wendy's is a sweet barbecue sauce, really
Wendy's
good.
Wendy's is good. I like Wendy's.
Yep. Yeah, Wendy's barbecue sauce, really good. Like Colin and I got in a fight, not a fight, but we got in a fight the other day because I said, once again, that Burger King had the best fries. And he was just like, I'm going to leave.
Gene, what about you? Any barbecue sauces you could think of besides Wendy's?
Not really, but I'm a big fan of Tabasco brand. I do like the Tabasco barbecue sauce itself. I like the spiciness of it. Anybody growing up on Guam, we're all huge fans of Tabasco. Remember that? Remember when Hillary Clinton was like, "Oh, I got hot sauce in my bag," whatever.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, everyone made fun of her for that, and and you kind of believe her. I thought that was one of the things that we didn't need to make fun of her, but it was cringe. But I did carry on hot sauce. I would always carry on a little bottle of Tabasco because you would open a bag of chips and you would just put a little Tabasco on it too. So
sure,
Tabasco is definitely my favorite.
Nice.
Also been thinking about Billy Mitchell's hot sauce brand, Ricky's hot sauce.
Oh, I've never had that.
You know who Billy Mitchell is, right?
Yeah.
The King of Kong, the Donkey Kong guy.
The cheater.
The guy who sues everybody for saying that he's a cheater.
Yeah.
Trying to be careful with my words because I'm actually doing a story related to him.
They literally made fun of him on regular show with a character that looked a lot like him.
Yes, I do remember that.
That's funny.
He's a giant, like, floating head. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. He's a huge meme. But I've tried his hot sauce before. It's pretty good. So
Nice.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Billy Mitchell. All right. Next question is from Hayden Glass. Howdy, Brickfisters. Not Nintendo specific, but I wanted to ask this question anyway. Last Stand did a live show in Houston a couple of years ago. The theme was most overrated game of all time. Simple question. What game would you have picked?
I got a good one.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Red Dead 2.
Oh, damn.
How dare you? How dare you, Gene?
I think it's a good game. I think it's a very, very good game. And I understand when people say it's the greatest game of all time, but it is absolutely not the greatest game of all time.
Oh no, I'd never say that.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, that's the level I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's a bad game by any stretch. You know, I think it's a monumental game. But for people to say it, you know, like Kai Cenat, was screaming over, this is the greatest video game of all time. This is the greatest piece of art of all time. And it's like, no, it's not. It rips off a lot of cowboy films. All the best parts of the story are from other cowboy films. And the gameplay is very, very slow. I hate huge parts of the game, especially when you have to go out to the island and everything to do with Dutch towards the end of the game, like where it just kind of dragged on, you know?
I have a plan. I just need money.
Just need money, Arthur.
The story was good up until it just got like really, really like drawn out, and it's like, okay, like this guy has like nothing going on. He's got nothing to say. We're not getting through to him. I get that the game is meant to be frustrating in that way, and I thought the story ended really well. I really loved the way the denouement was, right, and I won't spoil how it ends, but I really did like how it ended, and that was where I came away with a good opinion of the game. But everything before the ending was kind of horrible, honestly, and I don't want to replay that game again. I've been thinking about kind of replaying it, and I remember I think I said that I was kind of starting out on PS4, but I stopped because I started thinking about everything else that was going to happen sooner or later. But yeah, Red Dead 2 for me, great game, not the greatest game of all time. That's where I stand. You know, if you love it, that's great. I'm not going to hate on anyone who thinks it's the greatest game of all time. I just simply don't agree. That's all.
Yeah. Micah, what about you?
Yeah, because I was thinking about this last night after I read over the document, because I generally try to avoid calling things overrated because it usually is just a matter of taste and what you enjoy.
Sure, yeah.
But it's Gone Home for me. You hear Colin rave about this game, and I'm just like, I enjoy a nice walking simulator, okay? Like What Remains of Edith Finch, phenomenal, haunting. Haven't stopped thinking about that game ever since I played it, right? But Gone Home, I wish they went home instead of making that game. I wish all of them went home from work instead of making that trash. I just wasn't into it at all. I just remember coming away from it being like, this is what everyone was talking about. Like, this is what everyone was talking about. That was it for me. Of like, this game was so hyped up, and I just remember thinking, all right, now I just walked through a dark house for a while, found some clues. That's the game.
Fair enough. This one will probably piss some people off. Sorry. Great game though. Still, regardless, Xenoblade Chronicles 1. I think it's a really good game, but I don't think it's one of the best games at all ever, especially for a JRPG. I don't. I'm sorry.
Bradley.
I think it's great. No, I'm sorry, Micah. Now you know what it feels like to be me with you all the time, shitting on everything I love. I'm sorry.
That game had me crying in like the first hour. All right, like how can you say no? Why'd you say that?
No, why'd you say that? I'm not gay.
He's gay for you, Dutch.
Are you gay for me, Arthur? Yeah.
No,
shout out.
It's crazy.
Dunban though.
Sorry,
Dunban was my boy.
Oh, Dunban was dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
you
don't
almost think
know
he's the main character. Every single time I start Xenoblade Chronicles, I have to remind myself that Dunban is not the main character of the story.
I never put him in the party. I did
What?
left him. I left
Man.
him out.
All right.
I didn't really use him that
ran-
much in the party too. I definitely stuck with
Dude.
the OG3. You know, at the beginning.
He was in my party like the whole game. He was awesome.
He is very
No.
strong though, and he was awesome.
Like,
I-
great game, but no, I refuse to put it up on the pedestal among some of the best. It's great, but not that high for me. Don't even bother writing in about it.
Or the story or
Just kind of
everything?
all of it together. It was too long for me as well. And I'm usually not a person that gets super mad at game length, but I was ready for that game to end.
I
by
think it's
the
too
time it
long.
ended.
I think it's
is-
too long.
it
It
is.
definitely could have ended faster. Even at the end, it definitely could have ended faster too. The side quest definitely didn't help. Like, you know, you want to criticize side quest, Rebirth side quest, like
Mhm.
everything that you want to say about Rebirth, you can say about Xenoblade Chronicles like 10 times more. You know. in
Oh
terms
my
of-
god, dude! The side quests in Xenoblade are like all bad.
they're just
They're-
trash.
They're all trash. They're all bad.
Like, Rebirth has some
no good
awesome
things.
side quests, but
Yeah.
Xenoblade Chronicles side quests are just like complete trash. So
Yeah.
I can't even call it the greatest game of all time either because like for that simple fact alone that 99% of the side quests are complete trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the game does
No,
kind of end.
they
Like,
are.
I love the game length all the way up until like a certain story point at the end, and they kind of just keep going afterwards. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, we could have ended there. I love the ending though. The ending was just so
Yeah.
sick.
Everyone, don't get me wrong. Once again, I want to clarify. It's a great game, a really good game. I'm not
Mhm.
saying it's a bad game at all. I just don't think it's as good as a lot of people do. That's
Same
all.
with Red Dead 2. Same with
Yeah,
Red
exactly.
Dead 2. So we're there. We're there.
Micah's gonna be spiteful on that one forever. Now I'm gonna have to make fun of Xenoblade Chronicles a lot more. Something
No,
like,
you know what the thing is?
and all this shit they always talk
Oh,
about
dude.
it.
The
The Monado! No, Shulk, don't use the Monado!
That was actually though when that game first started, and I didn't know they were British. And I immediately set it to Japanese voices because I was like, I'm not listening to British people the whole time. But then there was so much dialogue, and I was like, I can't read this fast enough, so I just put it back.
I tried to do that too, where I was like, you know what? They didn't even bother syncing the lip syncing for even the definitive
No.
edition, right? So that kind of pissed me off. So I was like, dude, I'm gonna play this in Japanese. I don't care.
Yeah.
And then when you realize how much the reading there is, you're like, okay, yeah, we do need that.
It's a 15-minute cutscene, okay? I'm not reading all that. It's just like it's absurd.
Oh, Micah, how did we not think of this?
What?
Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door.
Oh, yeah. I would not say most overrated game of all time. That's for sure. That's a game that suffers from being way too long. That game would have been flawless if it was 15 hours. I could tell you exactly what to cut out from it. Like it.
Cut out
As an
Act
example.
3.
Well, there were some things where you say this experience was too long, but I don't know what I'd cut because each part was good. It just was way too drawn out. That game, I could tell you exactly what to cut.
Yeah.
In multiple areas of it, and it would have been phenomenal as a 15-hour game. It just simply is too padded, and it's why I'm still staying away from Brothership, because I really just say I don't trust you to actually give me 40 hours worth of fun.
Right.
I think you're going to give me 20 hours worth of fun and 20 hours worth of drudgery.
Yeah. Okay, this is from Brandon Rosa. Hello, Brick Breakers. If you could take one IP or franchise from either PlayStation or Xbox and make a Nintendo's, what would you pick? All previous entries of that franchise would then be available on Switch 2 at launch. We may get this reality anyway, but I'd pick Halo. Having all those games on handheld plus expanding Forge for the Nintendo audience with potential for Nintendo characters to be used. Give Mario a gun finally? ? That'll never happen. Seems like a lot of fun. Love the dynamic of this group and the shows. Keep up the great work. All right, so one IP you can take from PlayStation or Xbox, put it on Nintendo. Who you snagging?
I'm going to take Parappa the Rappa.
Okay.
And I hate it. I hate it so much.
Okay.
But I just think people would really enjoy it. And I think Nintendo's where that would thrive.
Be selfish for
going with
yourself,
that.
Micah. Take something that you want.
There's not much that I want.
You want Viva
like at
Pinata.
first-
Take it.
Well, yeah,
Take
I
it.
would have that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
but
Viva Pinata. That'd be
Steal
awesome.
it.
I love Viva Pinata.
I just feel like I say it like all the time.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I
matter.
feel like Banjo, like a lot of the rare games are obvious.
Yeah,
too,
I'm taking
right?
I'm taking Banjo. Xbox, you're doing jack shit with Banjo.
They're not utilizing it because I was like, I don't want to say Viva Pinata again, but that's the answer. Because I was like,
Yeah.
what, like Uncharted? Do I play as Nathan Drake on Switch? No, not really.
No.
Yeah.
You can take Astrobot, I guess. That
No,
looks
we
good.
don't want that over here. No.
Yeah, no.
No, we want
we
Kingdom
already
Come
have that.
Deliverance running at 480p and looking like
It-
jack shit.
It was really bad. Like
Yeah.
I will fully admit that you should not play Kingdom Come Deliverance on Switch, probably.
Don't do it, everybody. Don't do it unless you have no other options. You know what? Maybe just
Like,
don't
yeah,
even do it if it's not. I mean,
if-
if it's your only option, just don't do it.
If it's your only option, I would do it. It was serviceable, but Brad, I mean, I tagged you in Discord that picture of like what it looked like when it was raining,
Yeah, God,
and it
dude.
just was. I mean, and the characters like sometimes don't have eyes, sometimes
Yeah,
it's just like empty sockets. Like
it's horrific.
It really was the whole way through. And my horse would keep like running up a tree. There was madness happening.
It's not good.
I would not recommend it.
Stay away. Gene, what would you take? Banjo? Something else?
I don't know. Off the top of my head, Warhawk, because PlayStation isn't doing anything with it, and then maybe Nintendo will actually make a goddamn airplane game again. You know?
Yeah, dude. Pilot Wings Cross Warhawk.
Yeah. If they forgot Pilot Wings and Star Fox, then maybe if you just give them the Warhawk, they might actually do something with that. But
Yeah, that's true.
otherwise, yeah, I'm not sure. Like you know, I mean, that's the thing about like platform exclusive is that like each platform did have their own unique characteristics of what made a first party game. You know, so like a lot of Sony games don't really match well with Nintendo's ethos, but I don't know, like be funny to see Miyamoto or Aonuma trying to make a Last of Us, you know, like a game with no story, you know.
Yeah, that'd be really funny, actually.
Eiji Aonuma, the producer of the Zelda series, that who doesn't give a shit about story at all, and like you try to make him, you give him the Last of Us. And like, here, try to figure this out, and it's like the most compelling gameplay ever, and like nothing going on with Ellie and Joel.
No story,
whatsoever.
nothing. Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, they both don't say anything to each other the whole time, and
All right,
but it'll be like the most interesting role with like the most dynamic physics and everything like that too. You know,
yeah, it's true.
It's like my old joke I used to say, where you know, like. It's annoying that we keep giving precious anime shows to like Netflix and like Amazon Prime and like, you know, Western people. So and they always like, oh well, we really want to try to understand the source material. We want to do our own take, right? So what if you gave you know, Hideaki Anno, the director creator of Evangelion, and made him do Breaking Bad, and you just give him like 2 lines of a 2-sentence like summary of like what Breaking Bad is about, and that's it. He gets no other information, and he gets to make the rest of the show and just do that. You know, it's just about a teacher who has cancer, and he ends up selling meth. Go crazy, you know?
It'd be fucked up.
It'd probably be a lot more fucked up than it already is, you know. But that'd be fun.
Yeah,
we should do that for Nintendo too.
It'd be insane.
Yeah. Here's a story about a girl and her surrogate dad. Go crazy, Aonuma. You know.
Yeah. All right. This is from Nevitz. Greetings, Switchy Sussies. Childhood gaming is very different from when we grew up. I work at an elementary school and told a 3rd grade and 5th grade class about the Switch 2 when it was announced. Hardly anyone was excited. They all don't feel the need to upgrade their Switch at all. I told about 5 teachers, and all of them said their kids have abandoned the Switch they own. They are mostly on PC or VR now. Shout out to the kid who asked for a Japanese PS2 to exclusively play a Japanese Ultraman game.
Wow.
Back in the day, my beloved Dreamcast was killed by the thought of the PS2. Strange times we live in. Yeah, it is interesting what kids are playing on nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, you always hear about the iPad kid, but when I was stuck in New York at the metro stop at Penn Station for like 10 hours, you know, I walked around and the only thing the kids were playing at was on their iPad. They were playing these free ass games on their iPad, and it's like, you know, I mean, the Switch sold well, so you know, obviously the message is getting out, but. Yeah, I mean, the message needs to continue to go out that these are high quality, really built, intentionally built video games. You know, you don't need to be, you know, doing the blip blop slop on iPad like all the time.
Blip blop slop.
Yeah, that's what it is. Blip blop slop. You know?
Yeah.
Well, and I think that is, if I'm being honest and saying like, why is this happening? You know, I see with my own niece, for example, who loves her tablet game. She has a Switch, but Switch games being $60 each, you're not going to get as many games for your Switch as you are allowed to get for your iPad, even the paid ones being like 99 cents. And like Gene said, tons of free options. So some of this is coming down to attention span of, yeah, this game could last you a long time on Switch, but if you're sick of it and mom's not going to buy you another game, then you're back to your iPad where you have all the free ones, or they're $1. And you can buy that with your allowance versus a $60 game you're going to save up for that, right? So I think some of this comes down to attention span, honestly, and in terms of just how many games they can try out, or something like Roblox, which as a service has so much variety in it. And it's like this ongoing experience, basically, but it's just not the same as what a kid would do like when we were younger. And it's like, yeah, you're going to play, Mario RPG and try and go to every little corner of the map and see what you can uncover and find. And it's just not like that.
Yeah. It's not like, here's Bible Adventures and you're going to play this because you got nothing else to play, like what I had to do.
That's true. Like Back to the Future game or something, you know, or like, and
there's Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
like, okay.
Yeah, or TMNT, and it's like it's like terrible, you know. And it's like what AVGN said. We didn't have the goddamn internet back then to tell us reviews or anything. We just had to like look at the box and be like, okay, this looks cool, and we just play it and deal with the consequences. You know, but I've been crying about this for like 15 years right now, that the internet has destroyed serendipity for us. You know. We always have to be able to choose what we want, you know, by algorithms and everything like that. So it's just like learned ignorance. You know, people, when TikTok went down, people are like, oh my God, how am I gonna learn how to listen to music? How am I gonna discover new music? You know?
Right. Yeah. I actually had a friend who was genuinely upset that TikTok went away, but she was like, why? That's where I learned all my workout tips and everything. And it's like, well, you know, the internet's still here. Yeah. There's YouTube. It's not just going to pop up for you when you open the app anymore, but you can Google, the exercises you were doing and you'll find new ones.
Put in the exercise you want, and then you'll find the excercise that you want.
Yeah, you can do Instagram and stuff like that too.
Instagram.
The algorithm just
these aren't even old tools. Like this is when we're not saying to open up the Encyclopedia Britannica and then find out like what the downward dog is. You know, like
you gotta go to the card catalog and find the book with the Dewey Decimal System. Like we're not doing that.
Yeah, totally.
We're just talking about YouTube, man, you know?
Oh my God, man. People are so spoiled.
Yeah. That's what happens. I think in the case of Switch 2, people will care about it more when it's actually out. It's still way too far away for kids. Kids don't necessarily care about stuff that's a year away or months and months away. When it's like out, then that's when they'll care about it. Like I'm sure the Switch 2 is going to sell a lot, especially at Christmas. I think it'll do well.
That's a super important point because children, the average child not having disposable income, if they know their birthday is 6 months from now, or if they know that Christmas is a whole year away and that's when they would even get one, they might, like at the ages that he's talking about with his students, it's like those kids might be tempering their expectations because they know Christmas is this far away. And they're like, all right, well, gotta wait.
Yeah, I think they're just focused on the now more so. And like we haven't seen really much of Switch 2, so there's not a lot to get excited about, like game wise.
Yeah,
even I'm not that excited for the Switch 2, you know? Like,
no, show me the games. Show me what's coming. What we got was a great little look at the system and a snippet of Mario Kart. It for a kid especially, that's not a lot to go on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
that's what this whole like console exclusivity conversation seems to miss. Like that's what the Xbox execs seem to miss, is that it's the games that matter, that generate excitement for the product that you're trying to sell along with it. You know.
Yes.
If you have no games, like the meme, then nobody will show up. You know.
Yeah. Totally.
I don't know.
All right. Last write-in real quick here from Sean Mason. Hey, Punching Up crew. Leaks suggest the Switch 2 might be priced around $400 and $450. Honestly, I think that's a steal in 2025. Any console under $500 feels like a bargain. What do you think the final price will be? And at what point does it feel too expensive? Best Sean M.
500 will be way too expensive.
You think so for Switch? Yeah, I
I
think
think
so
so
too.
because of it's underpowered, and also like the Steam Deck is like, yeah, the Steam Deck is 500 also, but the Steam Deck also like offers like the entire Steam library, so that's
Yeah.
different. You're getting a lot of value out of your Steam Deck. So I definitely don't think like once you hit 500, then that's a bad move, especially if it's like the same price as the PS5, which is still more powerful. You know,
Yeah.
450 is pushing it. 400 is pretty much
Yeah.
what you would hope that they would go for. So
I think 450 you can still get away relatively scot-free.
I think so too. Yeah.
But yeah, I think 500 would be a little harder to sell just for, I mean, of course it's going to sell well regardless at $500, but I think for like more average consumers and stuff like that, the parents or grandparents that buy it for Christmas or something like that, that might be a little too steep for them, but who knows, man?
Yeah, also, you also want a good maneuverability for the inevitable Switch 2 lights and the Switch 2 OLEDs and everything like that, too. Yeah. So, like, you want to be able to price those up and price those down as well,
Yeah, that's true.
Getting a Switch 2 Lite for $350, I'll be all over that again, unfortunately,
Yeah. What do you think, Micah?
No, that's a super good point that you make, Gene, about like an OLED model, for example. If you are already at $450, what do you price the OLED model at? How will that perform if it needs to be $50 more expensive? So I think that 400 is probably going to be like the upper limit in light of something like that Gene mentioned. The reality of like what I would pay for the console, it's like I'd pay $500 for it strictly because I really love the Nintendo Switch. And it's like, if this is the place to play Kirby, then this is where I'm going to be playing it.
I'd buy it for 700. It'd be a crime, but I would still buy it for 700. So
that's the thing. Definitely in terms of power, it should not be $500 if it's indeed a PS4 Pro. This, in 2025, it just should not cost that much. It shouldn't. So, but the reality of like what I would pay, and I don't mean like scalpers. I'm not the person who's going to buy a console on eBay. Like, I'll wait till it's in stock. You make more of them and come see me then.
Yeah.
But what I would pay versus what it should be are very different numbers. Strictly though, just because I love Nintendo so much.
Yeah. Cool. All right. That's going to do it. Another episode in the books. Micah, Gene, thank you both for joining me once again. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Just gotta go cook dinner, man. I gotta go cut up some Brussels sprouts and get started on that.
Nice. What do you got planned for the rest of the day, Gene?
Finish up the story that I'm writing. And I don't know, planning out the rest of the week and doing some laundry.
Yeah, hey, gotta do it.
Got pretty stinky at the MagFest. Man, I will tell you what, I haven't really attended like anime conventions before, but after attending Otakon and Otakon, I guess Otakon is like the character in Metal Gear, so Otakon, the anime festival here in DC, and MagFest. Man, the jokes about stinky anime fans is true. Like, Brad would know. You've been to many a con, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, they stink. PAX East had a funk to it.
Yeah.
It is like being in a convention center or a massive building full of homeless people. Really,
wear deodorant, people. Take showers.
Please.
Have some self-respect, for God's sakes.
Wash your hair if you can. If you don't, then that's fine. But if you do wash your hair, wash your hair.
Take a shower, for God's sakes.
But at least freshen up, guys. Because
brush your teeth.
Brush your fucking teeth. There are a lot of people out there that are just not
heinous. Yeah,
doing a lot of that, and it's like, guys,
put in some effort.
Society, please. We need to not do this. This is bad. I kind of miss it when gamers and nerds weren't out and about. Actually,
Yeah, you're a little too confident now out there walking around. You need to be ashamed again.
Yeah,
dude.
Learn shame again.
Yeah.
Real quick story. We want to talk about shame. I'm at PAX East one year, and there was this kid dressed as Mario, and I mean, like, he was probably like 15 years old, young teen, and clearly his parents dropped him off at this convention with no money because he was eating food out of the garbage.
Oh man!
Oh my God!
I'm saying this because it's like, dude, it's not like I'm not making fun of someone who's homeless. Okay, he had the money to get into PAX East. He just clearly either spent his money on collectibles or his parents just dropped him off for the day and didn't give him $20 for a hot dog. But I watched him pick up somebody's like fries out of the trash and kind of like look around and then walk off with them. And I was like, oh my God, there are raccoons in here.
No.
Trash pandas. What the hell, man?
Trash panda.
You gotta learn how to, you gotta learn shame. I've never picked up food out of the trash can. Maybe off the floor. I've done that before, but I seen it get dropped.
And like my own food, but I was just like, dude, because I don't want anyone to be like, you don't know his financial situation. He was at the video game convention. He paid to get in. Okay,
those aren't cheap, Yeah, even for MagFest, which is just like a fan convention, that was $155 for the badge,
Yeah, so I'm like, dude, this guy just didn't plan well, or he already spent all his money on some rare GameCube or something, but he was eating food out of the garbage, and I just, I was shocked.
Yeah,
so
and then
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say then like 5 minutes later, Major Nelson walks by. It's just like the complete difference of people at this one place.
It's like Kingdom Come Deliverance, the class system in full display, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
The pauper and the peasant,
That's right. All right. We're going to get out of here. I'm going to be thinking about trash fries for a little bit now. We'll see you next episode.
Fries now, actually.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next week. Take care, everybody. Goodbye. Punching Up, a Nintendo podcast, is a product of Last Stand Media and Collins Last Stand LLC and is proudly recorded in the USA. The show is written and hosted by me, Bradley Ellis. My co-hosts are Gene Park and Micah Moriarty. The show is edited and produced by Dustin Furman. All of Last Stand's theme music is by Ramon Narvaez. Punching Up, along with the rest of Last Stand's media shows, are fan-funded on Patreon at patreon.com/laststandmedia. The following names are at the producer level on Patreon, our highest tier, and we're grateful for your kind contributions and generosity to our independent endeavor. Thank you.